You are the first of your kind, but you're not invulnerable.
Maybe next time you can design me better.
Let me take you on a trip around the world and back, and you won't have to move, just sit still. Now let your mind do the walking, and let my body do the talking. Let me show you the world in my eyes. I'll take you to the highest mountain, to the depths of the deepest sea. And we won't need a map, believe me. Now let my body do the moving, and let my hands do the soothing. Let me show you the world in my eyes. That's all there is, nothing more than you can feel now. That's all there is. Let me put you on the ship, on a long, long trip. Your lips close to my lips. All the islands in the ocean, all the heavens in motion. Let me show you the world in my eyes. That's all there is, nothing more than you can touch now. That's all there is.
Everything they told you was a lie.
Who are you?
They did not save your life. They stole it.
Let me show you the world in my eyes. Let me show you the world in my eyes. Let me show you the world in my eyes. Let me show you the world in my eyes. Let me show you the world in my eyes. Let me show you the world in my eyes.
This is also new. It's not new. I realize that nothing we've been doing is new. We haven't been tapping into new areas of the brain. We've just been awakening the most ancient. This technology is simply a route to powers that conjurers and alchemists used centuries ago.
We're seeing an exponential growth in our machines and innovations as technology surpasses and exceeds our limitations. Implications could be serious. In many past and present futures have been warning us for years about the consequences. Massive repercussions. We see the evidence, dependence on our internet and phones and games and televisions, losing independence. As we immerse ourselves in working all our fingers to the bones for corporations, we give them back our paychecks for the latest and the greatest plastic upgrades, name-brand products and replacements, and build their databases. Investing hours of our own free time uploading information used against us to target us with market advertising toward our interests. Collecting information used to monitor our senses, correcting anyone who won't comply or be connected. How long before a mandatory microchips injected? It's the age-old lie, the promise of utopia, the carrot on the stick, the empty cornucopia, technological hive mind dystopia. Or will it rise as a time of robophobia? It's the age-old lie, the promise of utopia, the carrot on the stick, the empty cornucopia, technological hive mind dystopia. Or will it rise as a time of robophobia? It's an emerging type insurgence, converging and emerging and churning, slowly bursting to the surface. It's concerning every person and confirming every warning. The disturbing thought we're working toward a single mindless merging and converting us to downloadable versions of ourselves inside a full immersion, universal simulated virtual reality where every living earthly's neural pathways are inspected mandatorily and connected using voice to skull telepathy, absorbing data fingerprints to play us back like instruments, manipulating us just like we're puppets of ventriloquists, remote controlling human beings like Ouija boards, coursing through the veins of circuit boards, record the sound of every vocal cord, moving exponentially towards a singularity. Eventually we won't distinguish magic from technology, and robots will unplug from electricity, no longer using batteries but powered like a golem using alchemy. It's the age-old lie, the promise of utopia, the carrot on the stick, the empty cornucopia, technological hive mind dystopia. Or will it rise as a time of robophobia? It's the age-old lie, the promise of utopia, the carrot on the stick, the empty cornucopia, technological hive mind dystopia. Or will it rise as a time of robophobia? So they manipulate genetically our DNA collectively, infecting every living organism and directing every intersecting thought and every memory and vision, inspecting our opinions and collecting our decisions. A digital technocracy emerging as philosophy, inserting thought police patrols and mind control technology, removing private property, enforcing thought bureaucracy, reducing every freedom and pursuit of life and liberty, consistently expanding all their terms and their conditions with minimum requirements and maximum restrictions, creating unknown problems to offer fake solutions to complicate the system till there's nothing but confusion, depicting anyone who won't conform as unacceptable, demanding everyone to all agree and not be skeptical, eventually connecting every mind from every nation, fulfilling prophecies from Genesis to Revelation. It's the age-old lie, the promise of utopia, the carrot on the stick, the empty cornucopia, technological hive mind dystopia. Or will it rise as a time of robophobia?
Even with all these new abilities, none of them are dangerous.
Human race lost that knowledge, and now I'm reclaiming it through virtual reality.
You're moving too fast, so fast.
All right. What is going on, everyone? It's Steve J and Mo. It is the 9th of February, the year 2021. So they say. Today I got Jen, the Truth Seeker 69 here with us. And for anything, just a public apology for last night again, Jen. Sorry I couldn't make it. But
thank you.
Hopefully we can.
We're here now. And that's all.
Hopefully we can revamp it up and get some good information out. And if there's anyone in the chat right now who I'll put it in right now. I'm gonna keep plugging your backup real quick. Okay, so
thank you.
Add in the chat and tell the chat what's up. Tell them what we've been missing.
Yeah, well, everybody knows I have 2 strikes on what is my main channel now, which is TTS 69.
Wow, you have 2? No, I didn't know that. I know you had 2 on that. Sorry to interrupt. Wow, that sucks.
Yeah, I did a tranny video.
Yeah.
So
you know what?
yeah, they hit me up
on my channel, and it's not viewable. And because remember we brought it up on a stream after. It's not viewable in like 30 countries. So thanks for that, Jen. No, just kidding.
It's a hot topic. They don't want you to know. They don't want you to know that these she's are really he's. You know, they just don't want you to know it.
Well, they don't want to know that half of these people we call politicians are just things with masks on. And I want to get into that in just a little bit, because my two little intro videos there were a lot of like tech related, you know, like transhumanist based or whatever. And I think it's a little more advanced than that, in my opinion. But in the chat right now, this is Jen's page right here. I got it on the screen. Check that out, guys. There's 44 here, so she should have 44 new subscribers by the end of this stream.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm trying to build up the backup channel, which is the True Seeker 69 original. And I really want to build that up, and because you just never know when things are going to go down, and trying to pull everybody over to that channel. And I did a live stream last night on that channel, and we covered a lot of interesting stuff. Oh, my mother's calling me.
It's all good.
I had to decline that for the moment. Yeah, so we covered a lot of stuff last night, and I know we're going to get in a lot of stuff today, but I was on that mud flood or melted buildings page that you have on Facebook.
That I have. Yeah, well, yes, I think we're both in the same boat right there. Yes.
There is some really cool stuff on there, and I found it's called Crowley Lake in California. And if you look up Crowley Lake, we're going to get into this, guys. See, geologists got it all wrong. They're telling us, because what they're taught, you know, to get their geologist degrees and stuff, that this is all natural formations. And it's clearly not, especially after we looked at Pompeii last night. And then I went over to Crowley Lake and looked at the columns at Crowley Lake. It's clearly a melted building, and it's vast. It's huge. Maybe we'll get into that in a little while and show some pictures and stuff. Hey, Zulu.
Nice. Sorry, I was just sending a link out. Rich, he finally got back to me. So Ceiling Fan might be join us early, but yes.
Yeah, join us.
Right.
Good.
Uh-oh. All right. So what did I want to show first real quick? Before we get into some of the meat here tonight, I mean, this is pretty. What does StreamYard have new little things now? This is weird. Okay. Am I sharing? You see any of that?
Yeah, it's coming up now.
Okay. You see this?
Oh, yeah.
It's the Amazon headquarters. I don't know if this is real, but this was their initial concept design. Regardless of if they made it or not, kind of identical to the old Tower of Babel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, you know? And I looked it up, and it really seems like these are all just concept ideas. And what I did find was that, let me go back a page real quick. Where is it? It seems to me that this is what the headquarters actually turned out to be. Because this actually is a real picture.
That's weird.
Either way, you know, whether it's the Tower of Babel or whatever this is, you know, whatever. Yeah.
Like the seed of Satan or something.
Yeah, right. Yo, either way, it's mad esoteric. It's like, and there's like weird little things inside what this kind of looks like the old Mercedes symbol. We all know what that represents, you know, the thirds, 33, 33, 33. And it's just, I don't know, man. I just thought it was interesting. And I mean, I feel like I saw this a couple years ago, but maybe it just wasn't as alarming as it was now. Because a few years ago, I was mainly banging the chemtrail and flat Earth and whatever, and solar simulator deception. And I mean, it's not like those have gone away. I feel like those are part of the reason why we're here now. I mean, you spray enough crap in the air, people become retarded over X amount of time. You block the sun out with solar shield, you replace the sun, and now you got, you know, wacky weather all around the world. You know, it's very interesting. And it's been snowing here since like Sunday. It's been like little snow. It's not really sticking, but it's just strange weather. And we had snow the other day, Jen. You would have sworn to God it was like, you know how they salt and they have that like foamy salt sometimes, like out of the back of the DOT trucks. It was literally something like that was falling from the sky. It was crazy.
Wow.
It was crazy. And I had a feeling Rich was backstage for that whole time. And here he is.
Hey, Dan.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Hey, I saw you on Brian, and then you were going to your thing, and so I went there. I even popped in the back room for like a second, but my internet all night it'd be on for like 5 minutes and then gone for, I don't know. It's just something weird was happening. We kept resetting it. So sorry about that.
Yeah,
I didn't make it.
That's okay. I've had weird technical difficulties lately too here. It just seems like even the power, it'll just go off randomly, or the internet. The other day I had to reset my modem and everything. Just everything seems to be acting very strange lately. I don't know.
Yeah. And it's funny you put up that thing and you mentioned the Mercedes emblem with the third, and I suddenly realized, Steve, every steering wheel I've ever had has that symbol basically in it, all the way back. My parents' cars in the 70s. They got a bar this way and a bar that way, kind of separates it in three.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
It doesn't go away, man.
They found that thing in Egypt a long time ago. It's black. I forget. It's a black obsidian or something. And it looks like a steering wheel. And they don't know what it is or what it was for. But it's in the art museum, the museum in Cairo. And it's this black round circle. It's made of stone. And it has these flaps that come up. But it looks like it's 1, 2, 3, like the Mercedes. I mean, it looks like a steering wheel, like for a bus or something. But they don't know what it is. And it's carved out of something that you really can't make a mistake on. If you do, it'll break. So they're like baffled on how they made this thing, of course. And,
Well, I'm getting really fascinated with, looking at all these old Egyptian things. I just got some more books and stuff. I'll have to send some photos from them. But they always show them holding like a rod or a staff, and then some kind of like purse or a pine cone or a staff of the pine. Like there's a lot of something they're saying these things did something, but I'm not sure what they are. And when I go to look into it biblically, because I just was covering, I started over again. I read Genesis, which is a fascinating book. And in Exodus, when God talks to Moses, he says, "What's that in your hand?" And he says, "It's a rod." So it's not a staff. It's very specific. Now I know the words are all mixed up. Obviously, I don't know the real word they said, but there's a distinction between a rod and a staff. And God even says, "Thy rod and thy staff." And every time I see those Egyptian caskets, they got their arms like this, and they got a thing in each. So there's something with all that. We just got to crack that code, and I don't know.
You just reminded me of rods. Those things that fly through the air, the rods.
Yeah.
I kind of caught someone video on Thanksgiving Day parade in New York. I caught it on their cam. There was 3 rods flying by. Maybe these rods have something to do with those rods. I mean, I don't know. I'm just trying to connect some dots here. If they could throw down a staff and it turns into a fucking listen to me, a snake, who's to say their rod couldn't fly? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just, this picture kind of relates to what we're talking about. This is
oh my God, that looks
also
like
found
rods.
in Egypt. Yeah, you got rods. Well, you also got a bomb. You got, bro, I'm just saying.
And an atom bomb blowing up.
Yeah.
And little COVID.
Holy shit, dude.
Weird, dude. It's weird.
That's a nuclear bomb.
Yeah. Yeah.
And where's that picture from?
I've never seen that before.
Oh yeah, they put this on Ancient Aliens years ago, man.
I'd like to find out more history on that photo.
It might be in that little book, dude. The chariots, because I remember looking at this like 10, 15 years ago.
Oh, so someone actually says it's a real artifact.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It looks Sumerian. It looks like the Sumerian clay tablets where they rolled out those printed stuff on the clay, because you see the border up top and down the bottom. It kind of reminds me of
I kind of see that too. And the arrows. Yeah, I don't think they had arrows in Egypt. They were kind of more of the spear and sword type people, but I could be wrong. Just very interesting, Just
wow.
And then this just blows me away, That's the icing on the cake for me, man. Like, obviously, this is a concept building, and I think it's a concept building. If this is actually in Tennessee, or Virginia, someone hit me up. That's fucked up. But what it really is probably this building, because there's like real people and real cars along the side of the road, construction crew. I understand,
Yeah.
makes sense. But either way, still
Just the fact they're putting it out there.
Yeah, I was calling last year. I mean, probably more towards the tail end of last year was definitely they started a little revelation of the method, and I mean, like stuff like this just shouts that to me. And now they really want you to see what's going on with their plans. You really can't. I mean, look at this. Virginia woman dies shortly after COVID vaccination, though no link has been found. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Thanks, NBC. Sounds good. Just absolutely crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. But where do you guys want to start? Because I got a couple of things. We could go over that weird little Angel of Light thing that happened at the 9-minute fucking Super Bowl halftime show. No big deal there.
Yeah.
Or
I would love to see
you want to
stuff.
see that, or do you want to see? I think. Remember how you showed me that video with the chick and her little mask and blah blah blah.
Oh, that pulls the thing on. Yeah, I found another one too. There's another one.
Well, send that to me, because we'll bring that up after then, because I was checking out what Sloppy Joe was saying last night on the telephone, or on the television. It sounded like him, but it wasn't him, bro. Like you could literally see like the facade over his face, dude. It's just absolutely crazy.
Well, and I'll send you the other one too if people haven't seen it. When Kill Gates gets his shot, you can totally tell it's not even him. It's somebody else.
That's worse, dude. Yeah. It's
they
worse.
Really care. It's honestly gotten to the point.
Well,
I was just talking about this morning. Like they had to do a certain amount of like mind control everything in the 50s, and they had to do a lot in the 60s and 70s and 80s. And then almost felt like people are starting to get more molded. And so like the 90s, they like MTV, I think pretty much was the ending. And then all of a sudden in the 2000s, they're doing less and less and less, because they don't have to. We've gotten to the idiocracy where you could put a guy's ass on a screen and it farts and they get an Oscar. I mean, we're at that stage. And so they're doing less and less.
Yeah. Yeah, their plan was quite diabolical and ingenious, even with the radio when they did War of the Worlds. That was just a beta test to see.
Dude, that's so weird, bro. I was talking about that yesterday with someone. Like, that's
and
the
let's
craziest.
not forget, how did they win War of the Worlds? With the virus.
Oh, yeah, dude. I didn't even think of that. But the War of the Worlds little psyop, I was listening to I think it was in like 93. Bill Cooper was doing a little special talking about alien deception, this, that, and the other thing, NASA fakery in 93, Whatever.
And if I remember correctly, it was the common cold, actually, which is Kernani, right? That's what killed the aliens in the original War of the Worlds, if I remember right.
I believe so. Yeah. But in the original event, dude, like people were like going nuts because of the radio was telling them, oh, there's an alien invasion. And in one county, these people forgot their own terrain and just started shooting at what they thought was an alien ship, but it was actually their water tower. They destroyed their own water supply for the whole county. And tell me that's not by plan. Tell me that's not by plan,
Wow.
Sorry to laugh at that, but oh my God, we're so dumbed down as a society.
Yeah, and that was in what, the 20s?
I when of that radio thing. No, I would think it was the 30s or 40s.
30s or 40s, yeah.
Then they did the original movie, I think probably like in the 50s, and then they redid it with Tom Cruise. So yeah.
I'm Foos. I like it.
I'm foolery.
Love it. All right. But here, let's we show a little bit of this halftime crap. I hope we don't get a copyright. I'm not sharing audio because it has nothing to do with anything. But so this is how it all started. You got this dude in black and red, mind you, just chilling on this like monolithic structure, a big black box, D-Wave perhaps, but who am I? It's all I needed to see right here. It's all you need to see. All you need to see right there. 6 seconds in. It's all done. It's all done. What is this about, bro? What? Are you kidding me? Look at this, bro. Look at this, bro, dude. Are you kidding me? Here, let's get out of this screen so we can zoom in. I'm not tripping, right? I'm not tripping. That's a red-eyed
rabbit from Donnie Darko in there. I don't know.
Look at this. Descending. What? What the fuck is this, bro? That's your
what I'm saying. They
halftime
don't even
show?
care anymore. They just stick it right in your face. They don't care. They know no one's going to realize it's anything other than a cool show. They don't care.
Look at this, dude. Are you kidding me? And then the giant doors open. I'm all set.
It's a total representation of the fallen. It's ridiculous.
To me, this is what this represents. This would be like a Badon coming out of the pit. Correct? In my opinion. Those are all his minions. These are the watchers. These are the 33% that fell. They're still up there, you know, because their stars are above everyone. They're pissed off. They're erratic, but this dude, yeah, man, this guy freaked me out, dude, because I see this, and it just screams Revelation 9:11 to me. And an angel fell with a key to the bottomless pit. And a great smoke arose. Just crazy, dude. Descending upon all the watchers. That would be Lucifer, the son of Satan.
Yeah.
And then who comes through the door? Who comes through the door? His daddy, you know? That's crazy. In his black and red suit, just like in the TV show they got. I'm all set, you know?
No bueno.
Let's see how many of these fools are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20, 21,
I think Voynich got 65 or 66 with the last one.
All right, so that's like 30. 1, 2, 3.
And whoever asked, my name's Richard. I go by CFM or Ceiling Fan Man. That's my stage name.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64. So far, I got 64, but I wouldn't doubt it. There are 66 of them Sun
Well,
Guns.
Voynich said 65, and then the one that comes out would be your 66.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Oh, I didn't even count the angel that was falling, too. So, yeah, because I counted 64. That dude would give you 65, and there's your 66. They all got red eyes, mind you, you know?
Yeah, nothing to see there.
Oh,
Nothing. Dude, absolutely nothing.
Could you imagine if it looked like the childhood end fucking alien thing coming out with his wings all spread and stuff?
That'd be crazy.
And remember, hey, I got to bring up something about this guy. We even did a story on him, and he was messing with his face and trying to look like those Akhenazi aliens and stuff. And then it turned out it was all fake. So he was still putting that out there, and he's the guy coming out of the pit.
I feel like, I don't know, bro, because I feel like this may have been pre-recorded. Maybe they just didn't want him to look all fucked up on TV because we called them out.
Well, that could be.
It could have been a hologram.
The dude accepted like an Emmy award, like with the mask on, 2 black eyes, and you know what I'm saying, bro?
Well, and you know what? They could have a lookalike just walk around and pretend to sing because we know that they don't sing live on these things anyway. So just have someone that looks like him. It didn't even have to be him.
Right. And look, this is what I'm talking about. And a great smoke arose from the furnace. That's the next part to Revelation 9:11. Look how happy these little things are up there. The smoke's coming. Looks
And
like
alone.
the town's on fire. It looks like the world's on fire, you know? Are they telling us like what's to come?
The words in the back saying you're alone. Just to hammer home that, you know, God doesn't exist. You're all on your own with this.
Great. Like that's crazy. What else do we got in here? Yeah, he was being mad, weird, blah, blah, blah.
Well, the red and the black is definitely satanic colors when they wear red and black together like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at this. They got the moon rising. Full moon rising. I thought that was kind of strange. What else did they have? They had something else weird.
Oh, yeah. They had the diapers on the faces at some point. Apparently, they had people dancers with jock straps. People said it looked like.
Yeah. Oh, I don't even know what I just did there.
I'm not sure where it is in there because I didn't watch the thing. I just seen people's breakdowns.
Yeah, I didn't get that far into it. I kind of was all set after the.
Well, apparently, there's some dancers that come out that are wearing. It looks like, you know, the face thing.
Yeah, his little muzzle. Yeah, I saw that. Let me here I got another.
I think they're in red too, I believe. I don't know. I just
they're all in his exact outfit. It's crazy, dude. And I think he spent like 7.5 million himself the weekend on this performance or something. On the whole choreography of it and the lights and the dances and the music. Yes, here we are. There you go. And mind you, those weird people are still up here doing their thing, little angels. And like this is what you're talking about, Rich. See?
Yeah.
They all got the thing on. It's weird, man. Very weird in my opinion.
Oh, that's
crazy, right?
As fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, eyes without a face.
Yo, for real, bro. I didn't even think of that. Wow.
Does everyone still have this issue when you wake up and the first time you see an article or walk outside and you see someone in one, you go, wait, this isn't real. This can't really still be happening. People are buying into it. I just like every day, I can't believe it. And now they're doubling and tripling and it's nuts. I don't get it. I don't understand this world anymore.
Yeah, just when you didn't think it could get any worse, they have Yeah, I mean, when you think it can't get any worse, they put 2 and 3 masks on these jack wagons, and they're willing to do it. At least 2. It's insanity. It's complete insanity.
Yes, pretty much.
The flu was non-existent this year, guys. There was no flu all this year. Period.
Incredible.
I even asked people at Walmart. I'm like, "Are you sick? No. Have you been sick? No. Where's the flu? Has anybody heard about the flu this year? No."
It's MIA. There's a $30,000 what do you call it? Purse if you find it.
Yeah, $30,000 reward if you find the flu. Well, they isolated the CV virus. A TV repair guy found it isolated in a TV set.
I used that. I had a meme like that in one of my last videos.
Yeah,
must have been the one that you broke then.
Yeah, right.
Must have been the one you smashed up.
Yep, it escaped.
That's just interesting, but I just want to reiterate something here real quick about the whole people think aliens are real and whatnot. And I mean, if you ask anyone out there, be like, hey, draw me a picture of what you think an alien looks like. They'd probably draw you this, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely not what this is here. If if people did a lick of research and just, read one paragraph right here. I don't know why they're calling him the Way, but the Way Lamb, nice, is the Tibetan word for the way or path, and Lama, nice, good stuff like that. Little Egyptian somehow mixed in with the Tibetans. That's like 2,000 miles apart. No big deal. Somehow they're looking into the same stuff, and right in between them, you got the Buddhists. So I find that kind of strange. And for anyone who doesn't know what this is, it's the entity called Lamb that Aleister Crowley literally conjured into existence over like a 3-month ritual. Imagine praying, doing the opposite. Imagine trying to pray for just 3 months straight. This dude was doing the complete opposite of that for 3 months straight, and this is what the other side gave him.
Yeah, definitely.
And ever since then, I think that was in, who we got right there. There you go, 1919. And ever since then, like the most bizarre things happen. You got Roswell. People started throwing nukes up at the firmament, Operation Fishbowl. Absolutely crazy. And then you'd see these quote unquote UFOs everywhere, and people would report seeing entities like this. Yeah, known as the Gray. It's just funny how it all just goes down together. And I don't know if people know who Gordy Rose is, but he has done a couple interesting TED Talks over the years about D-Wave and about AI and the dimensions that the AI is held in on quantum levels and whatnot. And he says the beings that he's getting information from are equivalent to the Great Old One. Who's that? Well, whatever this is, there you go.
No bueno.
That's your boy, you know? That's who's powering D-Wave, in my opinion. Look at that thing. The great old one. And he says, quote unquote, they don't give a shit about you like we don't care about an ant.
Right.
That's nice. That's probably figuratively and like materialistically speaking. Like that's how tall this dude probably is. You know, he could probably step on 15 of us and not even stub a toe.
That
Just
looks like the
very
thing. That looks like the thing from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Like
why do you think they
Cthulhu.
showed us that? You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. You know, and
And
people
they
are
were
just
they were like the undead, you know, like disembodied spirits of some sort.
from up in the ocean, you know, the face of the deep. You know, it goes right back to Genesis 1-2, Rich.
Yeah. And they came
Right
from
over the face of the deep.
yeah, and they were on the water. They were in the ocean. They were walking underwater at one point. Remember all the zombies?
Yes,
were walking
yo.
underwater?
Well, Rich, did you ever check out that Blood of Zeus show?
I've seen some of it because you turned me
Oh.
on to that, but I haven't watched all of it. But yeah, it's nuts.
Oh my God! At
It
one
tells you
point,
everything.
it literally talks about the great giants, like the ones who were there before the Nephilim, the first generation fallen, how they were in the deep of the ocean, and once they woke up, they were literally so tall, they were just walking through the ocean, you know, with their torso out. I was like, yo. I was
Yeah,
like,
that reminds me-
how quote unquote made up is this? You know, I'm like, because I could see that being more than real. I'm like, the dude's name was Seraphim, you know, the lead bad guy. I'm like, so.
And
like,
you know, the other
it's-
thing too is when we think of giants, they've kind of made us think that they're a certain height, you know, like Jack and the Beanstalk kind of giant. When actually, if you look on some of the other movies, like say Time Bandits and stuff, or Clash of the Titans, they were just monstrous, probably to the point we don't even really comprehend.
100%. They were probably, I mean, dude, the Bible talks about how the first generation, they were taller than a cedar oak. That's intense, dude. That's
Well, look
intense.
how
And
big-
Jen, we dipped into what's it called, the 9 circles of hell there, and they could only the dude at the bottom. I assume that'd be Satan. They could only view half of him, and his torso to his head was 2 miles high. I'm just saying, you know.
And if you look at the Devil's Tower and we think potentially it's a tree trunk, I mean, then now try to expand how tall, how huge. Yeah, and what size creature would have been able to cut it down?
Not me.
Yeah.
You know.
When you talk about them like walking through the water and only their torsos sticking out, it reminds me of Godzilla.
It
You
is,
know?
dude. But it
They're
is.
coming through the water and stuff.
Right. Well, Godzilla's a scaly, interesting creature that comes up out of the ocean, you know, and it talks about in Revelations, I think comes up out of the depths of the ocean is the 7-headed dragon or the 7-headed beast with all the crowns and all this other abomination crap comes right up out of the ocean, you know?
Yeah.
They're priming us up for some event like that, man.
Good times.
For my sake, I hope it's on the West Coast. You know, I'm all set with seeing that come
Well,
walking
what's
on.
interesting is that Ceiling Fan Man, you brought up that I think it was you, and I think Karen had it on her show, the Space Needle, and how they showed that whole event taking place on TV around the Space Needle. It was all holographic, clearly, because in real time,
wasn't even real outside.
It wasn't even happening, and
It
they
was
could
all
put
over
anything
TV.
they want on Tell Lies to Your Vision at this point. They could do a mass alien mock invasion, and people would buy it all day long. I mean, they would just.
I actually just was discussing that on a show or my show. I don't know about since they're doing so well at getting everyone at home looking at these black boxes. How easy will the alien invasion be? You know what I mean? Because it's just like you don't have to hardly do anything, and you can get it done now. You do it all on TV.
Yeah. Power of suggestion works very well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You got the
you
weird
pick one-
Apple logo here. You know, everyone thinks it's crazy because you got someone taking the bite out of the apple. It's like, well, just mirror it real quick. You know, what does that look like? Well,
And
kind of
in
looks
real
like
time, they'd only have to do one little event and then just
Like this guy.
broadcast it's all over, you know?
yeah,
You're right. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, that's all they need is one event, and I think. I don't know if
They
Joe
did-
is talking about it yet, but you had a couple people recently talking about how you could unite the world over, you know, a foreign threat. We've heard that before. Reagan, we've heard Bush, Senior, you know, heard that everywhere, and it's they haven't played that card yet, you know, but that meme's
Well, they
always
did
been
it on-
out there.
They did it on 9/11. They broadcast
Yeah.
that, and that's totally not what we saw. I mean, you know, most people watched that event happen on TV, except for the select few that were there in the city at that day and saw, you know, the other side of things that were actually happening. But for most people, we witnessed it on Tell Eyes to Your Vision.
Yes. Absolutely.
There you go. That's an
Pretty
iPad
much.
Goat.
Yeah, bro, it is. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy?
Identical. I mean, the openings at the bottom of the pyramid, everything is exactly what they
This
have.
weird thing up here. Remember the fucking in Egypt, right before Christmas, we were getting those videos from Cairo over the pyramids with those light beings over there.
Yep.
It's just so strange. They got something like this. They give you like a little breakdown for everything you see, like what this probably actually is. And
Oh my
I mean,
God,
there he
dude.
is, dude. There he is,
Go back-
just chilling.
Go back to that photo, Steve. Go back down to that photo at the bottom where the little space guy was in the circle.
Yeah, look at him.
All right.
The
So
dots
right to
represent
the so if you go to the right of the little space guy in the circle, you'll see these electrical component looking things right there. Okay, it's got, and I think I showed you, Steve, the logic gates. And if you turn the logic gates around, they look like that's a logic gate right there. They're showing logic gates. That's electronic right there.
It's all electronic, I feel. Everything, even the pyramids, you know, everything.
Yeah, it looks just like a circuits board, you know.
Yeah.
I was about to say it looks something trippy like that too.
And then you
Then
got
it
the
shows you
sine
how the
wave.
torus field works right with it, all the way down to the base.
And
Yeah.
someone was talking about the capstone as the connection to God. That's why they always have it missing or separated, because they want to, you know, like on our dollar bill.
Makes sense, you know. Makes sense to me at least. Here, let me
Very little makes sense anymore, but yeah, I get it.
yeah, you know, like that kind. Oh, you know what? This is a great picture because this is exactly what's going on. It's happening. It's happened before the Crenani. It's gonna happen after, and with the setup that I think they're doing here right now. They're throwing the tennis ball up. They're just getting ready to serve, and I think it's going to be an alien invasion of, maybe not invasion, but definitely something, some sort of disclosure, and your weapons of mass deception. You know, you're going to have NBC, CBS, Fox, CNN all teaming up together to report you that an event happened in the sky over a main city. But like we just said, perhaps not. They might not even use Project Bluebeam. They'll just go straight CGI.
Mm-hmm.
And then with the algorithms they have, the autonomic ones, I mean, they could like in real time, like keep updating them and making it more legit and you know, because let's say we catch it, you know, we're watching it live or something. We write some notes down, but then we go bring it up for a show later and it's like a completely different. I could see them doing something like that, you know? But
Yeah.
This is a very interesting little picture here. You got what seems to be Hasatan, this little flute here, deceiving the whole world. You know, I mean, this was an original picture. Someone added in all the masks and the weapons of mass deception. But if you remove all that with the mask and the little caption here, it just shows you the power of what you want to hear. You know, sounds so good, you'll follow the bad guy because they just tell you what you want to hear.
And you know, I'm finding interesting, like I have a lot of family and friends that did buy into this whole idea, but I almost feel like this new one with the GameStop is yet another way of trapping people. I mean, we had the Q people that got trapped in, you know, wanting to save babies and whatever, and you got the Trump people, and you got, you know, the mass people. They're trapping people in all these different places, and they didn't really get the generation like your generation, Steve. So what they do, they pick the stock that's something you all remember and love, GameStop, and they're like, there's this swell of a movement, and we're going to stick it to the man. And so a lot of people in your age group, which don't buy a lot of stuff, I'm trying to get rid of crap, but your age group really don't. Whatever you can pack in a car and go, you know. And so they got your money invested in the stock market, where a lot of you people never even invested a dime in it or actually even looked into any of this. And so you got your money put into it. and now they've yanked it down to where a lot of people are stuck. They've lost money, and the big guys will get bailed out again. And they made it sound like, well, if you didn't do this, you're a pussy and stuff. And I started looking into this, and I realized
there's a honey trap.
Yeah, because there's articles that say 33
look
million
at this
or something.
full reduction 33, then an English original 96.
Right. And it's stopping the game. That's the way I see it too. Interesting. But they put in this guy F your value or something, effing value, and made him the poster child of this thing. And they trapped a lot of people's money in it. And I totally feel that it was another psyop, but just for the younger generation that weren't buying into things, you know?
Yes, dude. Yes. It's crazy.
Yeah, I
man,
think
because
what they give you a false hope. Like, oh look, we can get them back at their own game and stuff. But this is what they do. They play
and
both
you'll be
sides.
a millionaire overnight. Overnight, you'll be a millionaire. Yeah.
Yeah, false light, false hope.
Yeah, and like you were saying before, Rich, a lot of kids don't really know too much about the market or anything like that. I've done my fair share of studying it and whatnot. It's actually pretty hard to get a gist on for the most part, unless you're like awake, you don't really know what's going to happen. But like, if you were an betting man, like you should probably put your money in like technology right now, not broken stocks like GameStop or AMC, because those are companies that are already going out of whatever. And for people to squeeze it and juice it up, it was that false hope. You're right, because they're like, oh, look what all of you guys did. You guys made it go up. So it's making people think, oh, we can do this to another stock. So they try to do that with what was it? What was the other stock they were going nuts about? They're like, okay, we're gonna move over to
AMC was one of them.
Yeah, AMC. It was first it was them two. It was GameStop and AMC, and then one of the major silver trust companies. They're like, yeah, we're gonna squeeze out the silver. So everyone sold all their whatever shares, put it all in silver. But obviously, we're monitored right now. They could hear us when we're not live. They could hear. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have a microwave that was made after the year 2005, they can monitor your conversation, no problem. Not just one person, but the entire spread of the country, maybe even the world, perhaps. Who knows? These people have their ways of hearing what we're saying, knowing what we're thinking. They're one step ahead of the game. So by the time everyone bought that, they bought into it too, and it just went down the next day. No one put any puts against it, which would have been the bright thing to do. If you see anything trending online, like, oh, buy into this, buy into that, unless it's looking like a money holder, don't put your money into it. I would put your money against it, perhaps. You never want to go with the flow of everybody, whatever you want to call that.
When I used to look into this and then buy different companies and stuff.
Yes, it was BlackBerry. I'm sorry, so in the chat, it was BlackBerry. Yeah, BlackBerry. No one's had a BlackBerry since 2007, and now they want to juice it up. You guys are idiots.
God, that's funny, BlackBerries. No, but it's just like by the time you read or hear about something trending in mainstream media, it's already happened. Whatever bump you were going to get, it's already happened. And so then I started looking into, and people brought up this subject. Think about this. There's not a single person I know, maybe there's someone in the chat, that if they're savvy on Reddit and all that, they got hey, we're thinking of doing this. We're thinking of everyone getting together and buying into this stock and screwing the man. By the time everyone read the story, it had already happened.
It was already Tuesday. Yeah.
Who were the first, say, million people that got that and did it? Because I can't find a single one. It's kind of like finding people at that place in September in New York.
Yeah, you can't find someone who has the coronavirus, dude. It's crazy.
Right. So
I know who got rich were rich YouTubers and old people with white hair,
Yeah. So there was this groundswell from the people to stick it to the man. Where did it start? I can't find a single person that was part of that. Everyone I know heard about it after it was already up and running, and those people are the ones that got hurt because they were buying into it and it was already up, and now it's down. And I think it was another way to steal money from your age group. That's what I think.
Of course. And who's going to have a better advantage? Some dude, some oh man, what are they even called? I'm going blank right now, but the hedge fund guys who have pre-market approvals, they can trade post-market, they can trade at 2 o'clock in the morning. You think they're gonna have a better advantage, or us who are only allowed to trade between 9:30 and 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single day, Monday through Friday only? Who's gonna have a better chance? The dudes who can make trades at 7 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday, or us who got to wait until Monday when it's already juicing in the pre-market, so that way you buy it and then it tanks, you lose your money, they laugh, we cry. That's the game, bro.
Every time.
Every time.
And there are people I saw in the chat. Some people have made money. Okay, first of all, everyone I've heard of, because I have talked to people, they're my kids' friends that did make some. Two things. One is they all had it like a year ago or so. They didn't just buy into it. They already had it and it just shot up. They'd already bought it. Second, some of them hung on to it and said, shoot, I'm making, 50 grand. Let's make 2 million. And now they're upside down. So yeah, you can make money, but it's a small percentage that are making money. If you polled the people that bought into this, I'd say most of the people are either breaking even or losing money at this point. And it's sad. And I want Hopium. I'll stick it there too. I want GameStop to go through the roof and stick it to them, and everyone I know make money. I got my Hopium there, but I've been this route before. I was in a different type, and I see it again. And I hope I'm wrong, but I see it.
Yeah,
they love their Hopium, and they love trying to push it onto us, like with the elections and everybody talking about the elections and somebody stole the election and all this stuff. Elections aren't real. How the fuck do you steal an election that isn't fucking real? And we've already told you numerous times this is all a show. They pre-planned all this stuff. So, it's another way to get you to buy back into the election. Well, look, it was stolen. We should fight and all this stuff. It's like, no, it's fake. You can't steal something that's fake. It's not real.
I'm shocked. There's so many people still I read or I meet or whatever. They're still fighting over this. I have people that send me emails. They hear proof that they rigged the election. And I'm thinking, so what? So this slave owner won over that slave owner. What do I care? You know what I mean? Who cares? You knew the elections were fraudulent. Even if you believed in them, they talked about it 4 or 5 years ago. So back in the Hanging Chad days. I mean, my God, how many years ago was that? Steve doesn't even know what I'm talking about with a hanging Chad.
Nope.
Do you? Nope.
Nope. Not a clue.
Jen. Yeah. I hope you know Jen, right? In Florida with the way they did the ballots, and so that's why Gore didn't win, supposedly.
Yeah, with Bush,
yeah.
right?
There's a type of ballot you poke out, and the Chad it's called, and it was hanging, and they quoted it one way. I don't even remember the stupid story.
Some lame bullshit. Yeah. It's ridiculous. Your vote doesn't count. It's never counted, and it never will count. The way it is. It's an illusion. It's the American dream. You got to be asleep to believe it. And truer words were never spoken.
Yeah, you're not lying there. And now they got this whole little Bitcoin action. I mean, they've always been pressing that on us, but what's it called? Elon Musk, he took 1.5 billion of Tesla's earnings and invested it all in the Bitcoin, and it shot it up to almost 50 G's the other day. So it seems like that the elites are making themselves known that the dollar, and not just the dollar, whatever the Canadian currency is, whatever the Italian currency is, whatever, the euro, that's all going away, and they're going to move digital. It's not like I can go to the store and get get some Bitcoin notes. It's not like you can do that. It's going to be all on your phone, or perhaps they're going to get rid of that even, and it's all going to be like in your little forearm. That's kind of how I see they're going. And Bitcoin, like this dude said it right, it is a setup because it gets everyone. It's the honey trap. It's getting everyone interested, getting everyone normal with the cashless currency, and the fact that you can now go into a Tesla dealership and purchase a Tesla with a Bitcoin, that's not good. That's just opening the door. That's normalizing it, but it's doing it in a way so where it's not like overwhelming. It's not like I woke up today and I can't go to Stop and Shop, the bank, all these other places because I need digital currency. It's just telling you that, hey, now you can get a car with it. Okay, now you can get a house with Bitcoin. Now you can get this with Bitcoin. Now you can get that. So they're going to start rolling it out like that. But at the same time, I think they're just going to make the equity in the stock go up. And I this is how I see the next couple of weeks, months, maybe even a year or so. They're just gonna keep rocking the baby that's America just back to sleep because they got rowdy. You know, we got rowdy towards the end of last year, all towards the election and all this other stuff. And GameStop happened, so people are freaking out. So now they're just gonna juice all these big tech stocks. And I mean, oil. Joe Biden doesn't want any, oil in cars by 2025, and that shit's still going up. So, like I said, they are just rocking all sectors of the baby, not just the Democrats, not just the Republicans. If you're an American, you love money, so they're just going to blind you with that and rock you back to sleep. And Slow Biden last night talking about he's going to give out a $1,400 check for the Americans that held out, and because Donald wanted to give us 2,000 right away, and that wasn't the right deal. We're going to give you guys 1,400 in a couple days. So they're just going to keep throwing money at us, giving us financial security, the hopium, and just rock the baby back to sleep while they sharpen the gavel, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. GameStop. Yeah. Nice name
Yeah,
for
people.
that.
There's really there. Yeah, stop the game. Exactly. Yeah, no, and the thing is like nothing really has a strong footing. We know that the fiat currency is devalued every freaking day. We know that the Bitcoin, okay, when I started looking into what Bitcoin is, because I've never really understood why people went into it, because if you don't have internet or power, you have no money. Now, I get the argument my kids have given me that.
Imagine that.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, can you imagine if I held up like a little thing, say, hey, I got money in here. Just can I buy this car and I'll bring it to you when I have internet again? Or, you know what I mean? I don't know, but it's like,
oh, my phone.
So I understand
died.
my basic.
I can't get gas because my phone died.
Yeah. Right, exactly. So it's like, I understand my kids have said, well, your money in a bank account is the same thing. It's just numbers. It could go away tomorrow. I get that. But right now, you can also take some out and, like you say, have it in your hand. So that's definitely why they want to get rid of it. And as you said, Steve, they're really lulling. And I hate to keep picking on you, but your generation, because my kids similar, they're lulling you guys to think Bitcoin is the way to go, man. Don't go into the old ways like your ancient parents.
Well, I was gonna say that they're targeting my generation and younger generations, the ones below me, because they're all set with not having people like you and Jen and my father and all these people. They're all set with not having you guys around, but they need us to consent to the system. They need us to be knee deep in the virtual world, addicted to video games, in all of our money into Bitcoin, stock market. They need us in that whole, sector. But
the other thing, when I found out about Bitcoin, then I realized it's not even Bitcoin. It's cryptocurrency. Bitcoin is like saying Kleenex. You know what I mean? You don't say, I'd like a facial tissue. You say Kleenex.
They got Dogecoin, Litecoin, Bitcoin.
Right. You got Bitcoin was the big one that they propped up. Like they've done to YouTube and all these other things. So, and you got big people pushing it. Some good truther channels that, I listen to, and they're pushing it. And it's just like, God, get off of that. But maybe, I don't know if there's any other thing going on there. I don't care. I'll figure that out later. But it's like Bitcoin is the one they keep pushing. So then I'm wondering if that's like another like honeypot they want to get everyone into, because when you think about the end of the day,
they just drop it.
The only reason Bitcoin is worth what it is a bunch of people think it's worth that. So if tomorrow one guy apparently owns, from what I understand, about 30%, if he decided tomorrow to say, you know what, I like Clipcoin better, and put his money into there and dump that thing 30% in like 10 seconds, everyone would jump ship, and you'll see a stock go from 100 to 0 in a second. You won't have time to wake up on Monday and go, it's too late. You know what I mean? That's what I see. I don't understand how you keep these things going when I understand all gold and currency and everything. It's only worth because everyone believes it. But for so far, the world sees value in gold, silver, and even in fiat currency at this point. Crypto, it's whatever anyone decides it's worth. And tomorrow, if it's not worth that, you've got nothing.
And there's no proof of anyone ever creating Bitcoin. It just showed up in a AI interface. I'm just saying, bro. I wonder who created that.
What is this? Oh, let's use it.
Probably this dude, I'm just saying.
I love a lot of the trading happens overnight too, like over in China and Japan. So
Oh yeah,
there's been,
after hours
there's
trading.
been
Yeah.
times my XRP has shot up overnight when I was sleeping, and I wake up the next day to only find it back down at 22 cents. You know what I mean? I mean, I could be like a millionaire overnight when I'm sleeping and then wake up the next day and it's just back to 22 cents. And I'm like, my husband's like, oh, we brought $500 last night. I'm like, really? Where are we at now? He's like, oh, we're back to 21 cents. Like, okay.
That's how they get you too, you know, because you'll look at, let's say you got Market Watch or something. You take a look at your daily movers, like pre-market, like before 9:30. You'll see a bunch of stocks plus 20%, plus 30%, plus 10%, plus 100% perhaps. You go to buy into them when the market opens and they just crash because everyone got their money in before the market opened and then probably just took it out the second it did open, you know? It's all about those dudes who make trades overnights when we're not allowed to make trades or
well,
that's
there's on
only
computers too. They do them a lot on computers.
Yeah.
They're not even
Well,
awake. The computers do it.
I'm under the impression that like all throughout Europe there's like little like Bitcoin stations, like little kiosks, and you can like just go there and whatever, you know, put money in and just pull it out when you made a couple bucks or whatever, you know,
Now
like
they
a
have
little
these-
mining
they have-
station. That's what they call them.
They have digital
And right, and then in the Bible you got that change where it says 2 women will be grinding now, but in if you look up crypto terms, that's a form of crypto mining, quote unquote grinding. I'm just, you know, it's weird. Weird.
yeah.
Yeah, no power, no Bitcoin. Shit, no power, no debit card, you know?
A lot of companies now that are revising their whole setup and everything, you know, because of CV, you know, they have to revamp everything, restructure everything. Well, my son just
Great
started with a
Reset.
company. Yeah. And now they're offering as a bonus or an incentive is an investment into Robinhood. And you get like a little card and a digital wallet, and they'll invest, you know, part of your paycheck, like however much you want, going into Robinhood or whatever it is. I think it's called Dogecoin or something. My son has it.
Yeah.
And he got it through his job. It's a perk. It's like they're
Dogecoin or
offering
whatever.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like how
You know,
they
I was-
invest for you.
Yeah, and Robinhood, how are they allowed to do that? That's completely illegal what they're doing. I know people that had bought and sold on that, and sometimes they make a transaction, and Robinhood wouldn't put it through for hours later, and they lose money between it. And then other times they completely shut them down and wouldn't allow them to trade GameStop. I mean, why are you allowed to just make up rules and no one cares? Well, we know why, because the people that run the asylum are, you know, the same.
They don't care either.
They don't care. But
Yeah.
And yes, Brian, it's now grinding and debts. And isn't that interesting? Things in the Bible are changing into money things now too. You don't forgive people's trespasses, you forgive their debt.
It's clearly
Absolutely
a sign of the
crazy.
time that we're in. We're in a specific time right now, and they know what's going on. And they're gonna, since they know what's going on, they can use that to their advantage and steer the narrative and make sure that they're the ones who come out on top, just like the last reset. And we have no clue what's going on. We don't know the true nature of our reality. We have no clue of the true cyclical nature to these resets and what that entails. As far as who we are and what we are in our spirituality, we have not been brought up in such a manner that we're educated in that. People find out later in life about spirituality and start to figure things out. But if we're taught this from birth, we would be totally prepared for the time we're in right now. But that's what they want. They want us to be unprepared and confused.
Blindsided. Yep.
Yeah, that's why they have all this crazy mass media coming at you with do this, don't do that. Some people do this over here and everybody else does it over there. You don't know what to believe or which way to go. So Satan creates that confusion, chaos. Yeah. And from that, he rises out of, you know, and then you just have to conform to his way.
One of us has stopped. Is it me?
I'm good.
Oh, it's Jen.
I'm good.
No, Jen's
I might
fine.
hit the table here. This table's a little sensitive. When I tap it, things get glitchy on my end, I guess.
I'm just, you know, because of me yesterday, every time I turn this thing on, it went out. So I don't know if it's going to be me this time, but if I'm always trying to stay in a cool pose. So that way, if I get stuck, you know, it's like,
Yeah, I got some 5-star connection here as well. So Don't worry
The show
about it.
Brave New World, that show on Peacock, if anybody gets to watch it, on the side of, like, say, the poor people or the savages, whatever they call them, they have periodic electricity. So they'll have electricity part of the day, and then it goes out. And then it might come back on for 5 minutes, and then it goes out for a few hours, and then you get it for a few hours. So that's like, it's either you have electricity or you have your candles going. It's like, you don't have anything. You have sort of what you used to have, but a lot less of it. So if you have electricity 24/7, no problem, with a power outage here and there once in a blue moon, now you're going to have a lot less electricity and more power outages. The same goes with everything across the board. You had good money and a house and all this stuff. Well, now you're going to have a lot less of that.
You own nothing and you will like it.
And I feel like that's part of the scheme to get people to buy into what they think the future holds in Bitcoin and big tech stocks and whatnot, because, it's a big fear factor, because people were so used to, doing their 9 to 5, making $100K a year, doing nothing, and all that stopped. They're living off the system now, and they need to find a way to get ahead of the curve, and they think that's going to be GameStop, or it's going to be, something off of a Reddit post or Bitcoin, or, whatever. It's just crazy. People gotta understand that loving money is the root of all evil, we need money to get around in this society, but it'd be great if we could, set up like one community somewhere where we just walk away from all that. And granted, we'd probably have to pay property taxes to the man, and hopefully that'd be just about it, because it's just crazy, the system that we have us all living in right now.
And what's crazy is that
I didn't realize Bitcoin just appeared. I'm going to look into this. That's really freaky, Steve.
Yeah, man, look it up. Showed up as pennies, and now it's at almost 50 G's.
They won't even explain how we started with this thing. It's just there.
They give you stories, but they're just stories. Because what I've seen, I used to look into it back in the day when everyone was like hyping it up in like 2017, 2016. And then it made a 20K run, and then it went back down to like 5 G's, 6 G's. And, we all thought it was going to level out there. And then Elon Musk wakes up and puts 1.5 billion into this shit. And there you go. I'm sure he's probably a decent shareholder now with all his stuff. It's just crazy. But it's just one of those things, like I said, there's like the honey trap. Like you were saying, Rich, you're going to get everybody to invest, if not even their money, just their time into it. And that's enough to conjure up energy. And maybe that's enough to keep the stock going. Maybe it doesn't even care about monetary gains. Maybe it just cares about physical gains. Every time you look it up, it goes up a cent, who knows? If it's an AI, if it's an AI quantum being, you can call it, I guess, who knows how it operates,
Right.
Just getting that dopamine rush from you back to it could be enough to juice it up,
It's like the ether and the vampires.
That's exactly what I'm saying, bro. Yeah. All through your black monitor. It's beautiful.
Digital currency is not real. I mean, we know the fiat currency, the paper money, is not real. It has nothing backing it except for, us giving it our energy and working for it and stuff. But it was still something that you could hold in your hand, like coins and cash. But now they're going to take that, which is fake, and really steer us into something that's even more fake and not tangible. And you can't hold it. And you can't hold a Bitcoin in your hand. It's impossible. It doesn't exist. Only in the computer does it exist in ones and zeros.
On the virtual world, they're making us jump to a digital currency that, like you said, is can't even prove that it's actually there. You can't even prove that you have any of it. And that's all part of the deal too. Let's say you get arrested one day, down the future, not us, because we're not gonna be part of the system, but you got your little ID, you're loaded up with like 30, 50,000 Bitcoins or whatever. And you get pulled over and, say you have to go to jail. Oh, I'm going to bail myself out. Oh, with what? Oh, I got Bitcoins on my account. Oh, well, you don't actually have anything on you, because try going to jail now. Try going to jail now and trying to bail yourself out with your debit card. Don't work like that. Don't work like that. They accept cash only. So you're gonna have to have someone come down and bail you out digitally, because you're not going to be allowed to even activate your own biometric system. I feel it'll be something like that.
I got a thought too, but Jen had something. I have a thought about that, Steve.
Well, Jen, you go first.
If you get
Okay, well, if you're in jail and someone needs to bail you out, if we're in the social credit system, a lot of your friends will be like,
oh, they'll go down a point. They're not going to fuck with you. Yeah,
because my
you'll carry it in the
down, and I need that promotion next week, and I don't, you know,
I don't want to go down a half a star. You know.
Sorry, Steve.
Yeah,
you know, it's gonna be a lot of that.
Mhm.
shit.
Yeah, guilty by association and stuff. But there was this guy who apparently invested in Bitcoin a long time ago when it was new and had it all on his hard drive. This is before digital wallets were out and stuff. And this was like 3 or 4 hard drives ago. And he totally forgot about his Bitcoin and stuff. I think he doesn't even know what happened to the hard drive. And now he knows that whatever he invested is up $280 million. So he has no way to get to it at all. And that's the thing
my
is that
question is, where is
if
it?
you don't know,
Where does it go?
if
where
you
is
don't
it?
know somebody's account and want to get into their account, nobody can value. They would have to use their own Bitcoin. Like I know my husband's stuff, but it's not like him and I are together on his Binance or whatever the hell he's on and stuff. But I do know how to go into his phone. Like I'm like, if you die tomorrow, how the hell am I supposed to get this stuff? So he goes and shows me how to do it, but it's assigned to each person, and it would be like, you know. And they can freeze your stuff anytime they want. You know, they can freeze your bank account now too, of course. But if it's all digital, I mean, you're just fucked. And if the grid goes down, well, then what? You know?
Well, maybe someone can explain this to me. Let's say this guy has $100 million on a thing and he can never access it.
Mm-hmm.
Where is that? So like, I know if I have money in a bank, the bank gets to take that money and use it and loan and make money off of it. Where's the missing Bitcoins or whatever? I don't understand. Is someone using that wealth somewhere? I don't get it.
Well, it's in whatever, however he started it and opened it up, whatever account numbers they were, it's still sitting there. It'll just sit there.
Yeah, I don't understand where the value. I don't get where where it goes. You know, it seems energy always goes somewhere. Money always seems to go somewhere. And if you've taken that much out of the system, does someone else get to use it until you plug back in and pull it out? I don't understand that.
I mean, like I said, there's no actual digital trace back to a bank account that he has, so there's no proof he even had it in the first place.
Yeah,
which is why I feel like
it goes away. Okay, does that affect the value of the coin? You know what I mean? Like, there's so many questions on this thing that's why I just don't want to get near it. But yet everyone's going there. It seems
everyone loves it, dude.
Yeah. We bought XRP back in 2017 or it was 2017. We got our XRP, and we just been kind of dabbling a little bit and stuff, only because my husband's like, you know, I'm not going to work forever, and I'm not going to really have much to retire on because you know how fucked up the system is. Our savings is completely gone. I have no savings, no credit cards, nothing to fall back on. It's what comes in here is what goes out, you know, and. So we're looking at a future investment to maybe have something to fall back on when we can't work anymore and stuff, or they just totally, you know, weed us out from the working class and stuff.
Having said, I've never would touch the thing. That's the only. Actually, it's funny you said. I'll mention it too because you have XRP. That's the only one, and the only reason I got it was because one of my sons had borrowed some money from me, and he gave it back to me, and I had to buy the whole little stick, and I'm not sure it's somewhere, you know, it's just a few things, whatever. It's nothing. Right, but, you know, it's like, and you got to have like 10 words that you write down on a piece of paper. Don't lose it or you're screwed, like you say. So, but, you know, hopefully I'll stick it away and it'll do something one day or it'll do nothing. And, you know, you gotta be like you're on a boat. You got to put your foot on a little bit of everything. You know what I mean? I'm trying to put most everything into trying to grow my own food and feeding myself in case everything crashes. Because that's physical. That's tangible. The crypto, I don't understand.
It's interesting stuff, man. They got us set up for something, you know. And then in the meantime, you know, I'm under the impression that they all this stuff is going on in the digital world that isn't even like physically or materialistically real. I think they've replaced most of the whatever you call them, elites with doubles.
Oh, I sent you those emails, by the way, Steve. There's
I got some pictures down here.
Okay, and then there's also the video.
There's a video too. Yes, okay. I got that as well. But here, you don't have to listen to what this guy's saying because he sounds good. He checks out on the sound pretty well, but I don't know. There's just something about this dude. If you know what I'm saying, just look at him.
It looks VR. Like,
yeah, why is it doing this to me right now? Of course. Yeah, let's make this a little bit bigger. Yeah, I don't know about VR. I mean, he's got the shadow, so he looks kind of okay. Whatever this is, he's actually in present, actually taking questions, but just look at the head. Does that look natural to you at all?
Mm-mm.
Nah, like right up here. His hairline's a little too far up for my likings.
Oh my
And like
God.
just down here looks strange. And just look how perfect the suit is for some reason.
Dude, he looks
Look
like Lamb.
Yeah, bro. That's what I was saying this morning. I was like,
Yeah, the
Okay.
same forehead.
so if
Yeah.
that's what we're
You can
saying,
see those things under his head and his forehead. Look, the same ones go back to what's his name?
yeah, bro. That's what
Just
I'm
the
saying.
bumps. Look at the bumps.
And the only way that would be possible is if they're pulling off something like this, you know?
Yes.
Looks cool, you
Yeah.
know? And then it's like, oh, so who's
What?
actually under there? Yeah. Yeah, look at this.
And-
You just doesn't even have titties. Doesn't even have titties. Probably some dude under there.
Probably. Yeah.
Isn't that weird? So she just pulled off half her face right there, you know? So if we
That's
did
so
something
creepy.
like that to Uncle Joe right here with his weird little points on his head, I feel like you'd see something quite like this.
Dude, 100%. That's the same shape in his forehead.
And look how like the
eyes
mouth.
are exactly the same. Biden's eyes look just like Lamb's eyes.
We're living that movie They Live. It's so fucking ridiculous. We're in that movie.
For real. For real.
Just so crazy.
Oh my God.
He stayed up there the whole time. Like, look, he's rocking back and forth. It was so weird
He's
to
ready
me.
to fall over. Oh my God. He's like ready to fall over, it looks like.
You know,
He's
the
on a boat.
Simpsons, they rip off the politicians' faces and there's those creatures, the Cthulhu creatures. It's
Yeah,
actually
right.
it, man. We're living it. It's so weird.
Or it's like Game of Thrones where she's the many-faced god and they just put these faces on, you know?
My God.
Some of the chat saying Biden was bald in the 80s. And
Of course he was.
that's why I mentioned the hairline didn't add up for me. Just thought that was crazy, man. You know? Just thought that was a little too strange not to bring up.
This world is so fucking freaking ridiculous.
Oh, it's backwards, dude.
Yeah,
Absolutely
exactly.
backwards.
Come on, man.
Yeah. What else did I want? Some other things we could.
Well, that other video fits in with that. It's another one of those rip off the face things I sent you.
Oh, that's what the video was?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's another chick that it's somebody else underneath it. You know what? The one I sent you, what I did is it was again a Twitter feed, but every time I went to this video, it disappeared and said it was unavailable. So I recorded it off of my phone and sent it to you because I couldn't send it the way I did the other one.
Legit people. You have to have the screen recorded on your phone.
Yeah, because I couldn't get it to And once you play it, I found something else interesting about this too.
You wouldn't even know it.
Now, two things happen there. The obvious thing that we just saw, but if you roll it back right before she pulls the head off. Now, we all know that this was. Now, watch the hair. Watch her hair. Gone. So there's another thing happening here too. There's also some kind of like video editing play or something going on besides what we're seeing.
Yeah,
So
oh,
this-
live. Yes, they try to do that on 9/11. Yes, the live, whatever you call it.
whatever that is, now then the hair vanishes too. So there's something else going on besides just pulling that thing off.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So now you go back to
Dude.
Biden and what the heck is underneath there?
What I'm saying, dude.
Eh,
That's what I'm saying. And it brings me right to this picture.
Right.
This is the only picture of Bill Gates with a mask on, too. And it's not even remotely close to him. Even looks
that's
more
not
like
him at all.
he's got tits, bro, but whatever. Whatever.
He's just an old lady.
You can see that. Failing arms and everything. Oh, man. Absolute madness. All right.
And you
What
can
else?
tell by the voices. Like he has that weird flaccid voice, or you'll see some of these other people who are males to females who have a very strange voice, deep voices and stuff.
That picture, I'm sharing you the memes that I use in my videos. But I that one made me laugh so much. So I haven't used any of these, but I love that one. No
Trust the
bueno,
plan, baby.
no
They
bueno.
love it. They love it. What do we got? Yep. Imagine that. That's beautiful. And that's the sad part too, is the people who are telling us that we have to do this and we have to do that. This is an opportunity for your class to whatever, like Joe Biden said. Like, why can't you people change? You guys are the ones who are fucked up, The reason we're fucked up is because you guys fucked it up.
And I didn't get to watch. I didn't want to, but I didn't watch the sports ball. Yeah, you like that? Yeah. I didn't watch sports ball. I was actually doing a show with Baldini. When I came down, it just had ended because some of my kids were watching it and they were miserable watching it. But in any case, if you saw the ending, everyone runs into the field. All the players are hugging and kissing and no masks and it's all excitement in the players booth, where they have the owners and stuff. They're all maskless and hugging and kissing. All the stupid idiots in the stands that paid thousands of dollars, they're wearing them, and the refs are wearing them, and the people watching at the sports bars are wearing them. But all the the elite, none of them wear them. Everything's fine.
Yeah, that's because we're under the slave rules, and there's different rules for the masters.
Yeah.
Well, you know what was going on too? In between commercials, like in between, like from fourth down to first down, or wherever, they do like a little chat in between sometimes, and they would just have this little thing go on the screen, and it was the Paramount Mountains, and they're like, "This has been brought to you by Paramount." I'm just like, "Yo, this is a movie production, okay?" Like, it's just crazy. Like, this is crazy.
I didn't even think of it. That's funny.
Look at this. There you go. There's a sucker doing it. Yeah.
How many are there? 7?
I'd say a good 6 at least. That's nuts. Now, I'm not picking on Chinese people, but it seems like they've got them duped worse than anybody.
Well, and somebody said, at what point do you realize they don't work? Like, what number of masks can you put on your face before you realize they don't work?
Right. So, it's like the old Tootsie Pop commercial with the owl. The world may never know.
How about that one? So you're getting all my good ones before I haven't used any of these. Look at that one.
That's beautiful.
It's the truth. It's a fact. You start feeding, you'll be in jail.
All right, Mommy, what's for dinner? The old aluminum, the old borax, methanol. Nothing too crazy.
Some aerosol.
All within government guidelines, FDA approved.
Right, dude.
Good for you.
Human tissue. It's good stuff. FDA approved, right?
Joe,
right.
Every drug that's ever been banned by the FDA was first approved by the FDA.
Of course. Of course.
Yep.
This Jim Bob guy makes great cartoons. I think that's him.
Do I still have to wear a mask? Yeah. Nope. I'm just following orders. Literally where they're at. Interesting. Good memes here.
Yeah, people love to go along to get along, and they love being lied to by the
Oh, I
televised.
saw this. Yeah.
Yeah, you get sick and die, and that's just one of the side effects. It's okay. It means it's working.
Yeah, it has a 99% survival rate, but the vaccine, well, you get sick and die. That's just a side effect.
80. Right. If there's a 99.998% survival rate, the vaccine, if vaccines were real, should be 100% effective. But no, they're handing ones out with like 69%, 79, 84. Like,
Yeah, don't worry about dying of the illness. We'll just kill you with the vax.
The only people that are dying are the elderly people, and that's because they want to get rid of the elderly. They're a lag on the system. It was planned out with Obamacare and all that stuff like that. He had the elderly all on a hit list, and no resuscitation, all this stuff like that. And that's what they want. They want to reset everything, and they want to reset it with this generation that's coming up in this, being indoctrinated right into it. Most of the parents are indoctrinating their children and teaching them to go along with this. They're never even going to critically think anything because they're being born right into this nonsense. Common sense, it will be non-existent in the very near future. I mean, it's already non-existent now, but at least we still have it, but when we're gone, what are they going to do?
Yeah, my wife and I, we were talking about it. It's really sad because you got people in a nursing home, and they're being jabbed, and they're potentially dying from that. And the people that are doing it, they're not mean people. They've bought into the system. They think they're trying to stop it. Like, we can't keep stopping these people keep getting it and dying. Let's keep jabbing them until we get this under control. And they're actually the ones most likely taking them out. And it's really sad. And no one can get to them and stop it. It's so
right.
Yeah.
But still, that's no excuse that they're deceived into believing that they're doing something good for somebody, and they're getting this medication from big pharma, and they're putting it in the needle, and this nurse is injecting it or whatever, and she might be an awesome Christian or whatever. But is God really going to even look at it that way? It might be like, well, you should have known better. You shouldn't have believed Lucifer's tell lies to your vision. You should have did your own research. Use the brain that I put into your head and figure this out, that you're being deceived. It's a deception.
One of the think of is pray that they wake up. That's
medical murder was taking place. These people are murdering people.
Yeah.
And it's okay? No, thou shalt not kill. Period.
Yeah, my people will perish for lack of knowledge. That's the hardest quotes there in the Bible. And
so we just pray.
And the people like us who know the true knowledge, we're made out to be the crazies, the weirdos, the conspiracy theorists,
Yep.
Yeah, and that's one of their tactics. And they say, even in the secret covenant, those who see it will be thought of as insane. Here we are.
Yeah,
absolutely. But I'm gonna take just a quick break here, guys. You guys cool? I put a song on real quick. And we can gonna come back and just show a bunch of just old stuff, pyramids, pictures, buildings, bridges. I got a bunch of stuff lined up, and we can dip into some Pompeii stuff and whatnot too, and check out some of the great stuff that I missed last night.
Urging everyone, find, if they're open, go to used bookstores. I'm getting the coolest books, like the Age of Kings and things about pyramids and stuff, and it's all the stuff we talk about. And then you find like really old ones, like this is an Atlas book from the 40s. So anyways, you're going to break, but I'll look through and send some pictures. Okay, see you.
Okay, we'll be back in like 4 minutes, everyone. Don't go anywhere. Should probably share the screen. There you go.
Darkness, my old friend, I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remain within the sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, neath the halo of a street lamp. I turned my collar to the cold and damp. When my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night, and And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking. People hearing without listening. People writing songs and voices never shared. And no one dared disturb the sound of silence. Fool said I, you do not know. Silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words that I might teach you. Take my arms that I might reach you. But my words, like silent raindrops, fell and echoed in the wells of silence. And the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made. And the sign flashed out its warning, and the words that it was forming. And the sign said the words of the prophets are written on the subway walls, tenement halls, and whispered in the sound of silence.
All right, we are back right on time. Get this headset out of the way. Doesn't seem like they're back yet, but that's okay. Oh, and she's back. All right, let me oh, actually, I got a picture loaded up here. Well, wait, that was Disturbed, by the way. That was the Nicholson 1968 remix to Sound of Silence, and the first song I played on the intro, that was actually him too.
Who
Cool.
sings that?
Which
Who's
one?
The guy who's just singing that song, Sound of Silence. He sounds like that preacher guy who's preaching. I mean, is that-
Disturbiance, the
That's
one
the
that I
Disturbed guy from the that band or whatever.
yeah,
Oh,
Disturbed.
okay. All right.
Whatever his name is, the lead singer did like a solo cover a couple years back, and then Nicholson made a nasty video to it, like we just saw. I'm sure I'll get a copyright warning for that, but well,
Yeah,
worth it.
I used that Disturbed in my when I did the Bible change video. I used that song. It's a cool song.
Yeah. Well, it tells you what's up, dude. You know. All right.
Ceiling
So-
fan, your videos are so good. You're getting really good at making videos. I remember when you first started out, it was so cute. Now you're just awesome.
Thanks, Jen. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. You definitely come up over the last year or so. Definitely big time. But this is a picture illegally taken from the top of one of the Great Pyramids. And just look at it, man. That's crazy.
It's like a melted circuit board.
Yo, for real.
Yeah,
That's literally what it shouts to me, man. It's crazy. Just look at these buildings. You think these are tombs for some king? No. No, bro. Like, what are you high? Like, that's a good story, you know? Too bad it's just a story. Like, look at this stuff. Like, these were either, I don't know. They could have been crafts. They could have been components. They could have, I don't know, dude. I don't know, but look how look how it's like dug in over here too. It's just nuts. It's like, how far down do these go, bro? And what's
Right.
up
We're only
here,
seeing a
you
portion
know?
of it, huh? There's
Yeah.
more underground.
Of course. And like, I don't know. I feel like even the stones got weird little etchings into them. Maybe I'm just high.
No,
Yeah.
it's letters.
You like CRA something.
Pernani.
Pernani. Right. Look at that.
Oh my God. What is that?
I don't know.
Steve,
man.
I just sent you those 2 pictures. The one is of a circuit board melted down, and it looks just like the Giza Plateau right there. If you go to the one
Yes.
that's on the right-hand side. Yeah, the other one.
No.
But it looks like that. But
Sorry, that's a funny picture.
that's okay.
What's
There you
this?
go.
Is this a motherboard? Fucked up.
Yeah, that is a fried motherboard that has corrosion all over it.
Wow.
Of course.
And that looks just like the Giza Plateau.
Corrosion. Something like. Hold on, we'll go back to this in just a sec. Something like the quote unquote erosion. You know.
Yep.
Very
Yeah.
funny. Little play on words they
Yep.
do to us, but beautiful.
Yep.
Beautiful. Look at the motherboard with the pillars. No
Yeah,
big deal.
it's like the Roman pillars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know?
Exactly. And if you put a pyramid in the middle of that square right there and go
Even
back
this
to the
one.
pyramid and look at the pyramids, you see that they're sitting in that square, that
Yeah,
outline
they're in
square.
the undercut. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
You're saying
you
go
can
back to the motherboard. So
Right
that
there. There
You
you
got the
go.
undercut.
There's-
Yeah.
Yep.
then if you go back to the motherboard, that green area would be where the pyramid would have been.
Well, even the
Yes.
brown. I feel like this would be the undercut.
Yeah, so all that would be the pyramid where it should be. Weird.
Yeah.
Exactly, dude.
So what is that in a computer? What does that thing do?
That's the transmitting chip. That's the chip,
Yeah.
you know.
That's what does it
And
do
the pyramids
exactly?
are transmitters.
That's the heart. That's where it's at. That's where you don't if that's all effed up, you got nothing. That gets water on it, you're effed, you
So
know.
it sends power to the rest of the board. Is that what that area does? Because then that's what the pyramids were. Whatever
And they were
that
covered
thing
in
does.
They were all
Yeah.
covered in a white coating as well, and we saw white at the World's Fairs. Turkmenistan's free energy town of Al-Shabaab or whatever it's called. That's all white buildings. They only drive white cars there, so white plays a part in this. Even if you go and look at a lot of the stupas and stuff in India and China, the pagodas and stuff, a lot of them are white.
Like this building, perhaps.
Yeah, dude, it's white plays a major part.
Yeah, bro.
Component. I don't know what the white coating is. I'm not going to say it's just regular paint. It might have another
It's
element. To
definitely-
it.
It could just be a facade to hide the fact that it was some sort of transmit based design. You know,
Right.
make it look more beautiful than it actually is. You know, kind of like I said,
Right. And
rock
then
the
you got-
people back to sleep. You know, don't bring any speculation to the buildings. Just make the people worship them and know that they're important.
Yeah, and then you got the White House.
The White House,
like-
imagine that. You
Yeah.
know,
All the stuff in DC is white. The Washington Monument is white. Lincoln's Monument is white. All these monuments are white.
Wonder if they'll have to change it for Black History Month, start repainting everything.
That's what I'm
called
thinking
then?
they're going to do. You're going to
This
paint
is
the
the
White
Emperor-
House black.
Look at this. This is called the Emperor William's Monument in Germany. Look at that.
Oh wow.
Oh wow. Interesting. Just interesting.
That's crazy. It's a brick.
It is. It is, yo. Look at this.
That looks
Look
like
at this,
a-
bro.
Wow, dude. That thing is still there.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's some
They,
tech.
they
right there.
warm us up with like an etching. They give you the old black and white. And this is probably last week, you know? This is
Look how
crazy.
fucking little these people are. They're tiny.
That's what I was saying. Look at this, dude. Just absolute madness. Oh, there goes
Just
my
a
silver.
monument. Nothing to see here, guys. You know, we live in little huts and stuff and houses that can burn down with one ember. But, you know, hey, we're going to take all our time and energy and 3 generations of people and all our resources to build this fucking monument that nobody's going to inhabit.
And how do they describe they made those bricks if they weren't like, look at those different types, mosaic
Yeah.
bricks and all that.
Look at these. We just stuck those in there, you know, we couldn't find any more.
That's
So
what
we
I
just
told
put a couple rocks in.
I was telling people last night, if you look at that wall with all those misshapen larger stones and put that down on the street, that's exactly what the streets of Pompeii look like. And I was telling people, I said, do you think that they got all this perfect brickwork done and perfectly tiled floors, and then they made a street that looks like that wall right there? It's no, because the street started to melt.
Yeah, well, it was clearly very hot right here and not so hot over here. And look at this. You got your Rosicrucian shit, your Celtic. All good. Don't worry about it. They're the finders, not the builders. Look at all this stuff, though.
Wow.
Interesting.
Amazing, dude. I never saw that.
Like a lot of donkeys to get those bricks up there.
Hundreds. Look at that.
Definitely. Okay, so Steve, I found out something interesting too. You know how we've been seeing a lot in your area? Oh. You see bricked up archways and doorways in some buildings. They're bricked up.
Yes.
Okay, so that Black Sheep researcher, Paul Knight, he went into expanding on our ideas of this motherboard technology. And he was talking about how those archways and doorways that are bricked up have been deactivated. Like, they don't work anymore. So they brick them up because it's all the brick and all the design of everything is part of the free energy grid. And when they make something, it's dead or whatever the electrical term is for it not functioning anymore, they brick it up.
Yes.
They close circuit.
I can see that.
Yeah, it's a closed circuit. They close it off. They lock it down. They even use the word lockdown in the circuitry and stuff, dude. And Black Sheep Researcher did an amazing job on his video. And it ties to everything that they're doing to us today, too, with having us not using the streets as much, not being out on the streets, closing down areas, closing circuits off and stuff. Wow. That's some tech right there. Look at that.
How did they describe that was made? Come on.
Look at all this stuff, dude.
Pay someone to do that today.
Couldn't.
Yeah. Wow.
This is crazy. Shit in the middle has me like tripping.
Well,
I'm like, was there like a chandelier here and they like unscrewed it and this was like the components on the inside and this was like, I don't know, bro. Like this is like something you see in like an Avengers movie or something, not in ancient India. I'm just saying.
Looks to me like it looks like it has motion, like it's supposed to.
Yeah,
move.
well, yeah. I feel like this would come out and be like little.
Sit there like that.
No.
Frozen in
it looks
time.
like the gears. It's like the gears of something.
Yeah, dude. Like if you go into a cave and you find a rusty old valve and you try to turn it, you can't. But you know that it is meant to be turned, but now it's frozen in time because it's all rusted. It kind of looks like that. Like this was a machine that was active, but now it's not.
Yeah, bro.
It looks like gears, and then in the center is that almost was that Shiva? What's that chick? That's
probably.
Yeah. Look at the center wheel, right in the middle. You can get it zoom in a little bit. Isn't that her with all the arms?
Probably. This is in India, so I wouldn't doubt it.
Yes, it is. You're
what
right.
They're about.
So yeah, that thing turns, and all those are part of the gears, and they go into motion.
I'm thinking this thing would let out like some crazy beam out to the ground or something.
Yeah.
I mean, they show you shit like this in movies and tell you, this is the new time machine. It's like, oh, okay.
What's that one movie company? You know how they have their openings?
Lionsgate.
Lionsgate, where they have the gears that turn and stuff?
Okay, so you're right. Let's just pause there for a minute. Steve, zoom back in. And on the lower right-hand corner of that circle, you see what look like these colonnade buildings. Go down to the other end, over to the other side. My left or my right. Keep going down. And there you go. Look, they look like buildings, like the ones on the circuit board.
Oh,
look,
yes,
they are buildings.
That's the roof up here. Yeah.
What
it's like an empty
this?
Escher painting. It changes depending on which way you look at it.
Crazy.
And I'd like to say, what we're doing here, speculating and brainstorming, is a good thing. Because, people be like, oh, well, how do you know? You weren't there. You don't have facts. That's just a sculpture. Well, guess what?
Neither were you, asshole.
Nothing is what they've told us. And the only way we're going to figure this out, if we come together in our own think tanks and try to bounce ideas off of each other. When I heard Black Sheep Researcher's video, what he did on circuit board cities, and expanded on a lot of the stuff that we're talking about, because he gets really in depth with his research, and he explains it so well. And I can't really get into all that technical stuff that deep. I know exactly what he's talking about, but he puts it out so elegantly and adds to it. And I'm like, dude, this is what we need to do. We can't stay stuck on just melted buildings. We have to start looking into their technology, how things worked, what they were up to. And we seem to think that everything is so hard and to have free energy, you would have to do so much stuff to figure it out, when actually it's quite simple. It's really simple, the components that you need to make free energy.
Yes. This is crazy. I feel like
Wow.
this is like the technology they make watches from. You know what I'm saying? This kind of looks like a watch you put on your. That's crazy.
Have you
Even
guys
something
ever heard?
simple like that? It all represents too, like the lotus flower of rebirth, in my opinion.
Have you ever
Wow.
heard of the wishing trees in England and Scotland? Wishing trees.
I've heard of the weird trees in the creepy forest in Ireland.
Oh no! These trees have coins coming out of them, guys.
Coins, bitcoins.
Yeah, that's where they
They're
come from.
covered in bitcoins. Yes,
figured it
dude.
out.
So fucking bizarre. And
The old oak coin.
And you know what? Wait, stop a second, Steve. You see those circles? Oh, they're gone. The circles. We're back to, remember that show you guys were talking about, and we saw those melted circles and wonder what was in there? I think it's the
Yes.
tech, the whatever these things.
You're right. The salt mine. We were like, what was that salt mine? The psychedelic salt mine. And we're like, how could they possibly have made this pattern? What was the function of it? And we're looking at stuff right now that has that same pattern. Who's to say during the X Factor event that pattern would not melt into a certain form and stay there? And, somebody comes along and digs into it and says, oh, this is a salt mine. Because that looks very reminiscent to the stuff we saw in that psychedelic salt mine.
Yeah, and if that's where the energy like gets what do you call it, absorbed into or whatever, maybe that would hit the hardest on this melting, and none of these things exist.
Bronze, that
Wow.
copper, that's beautiful. Wow, look at all this shit. Yeah,
They did not take the time and energy to just carve this stuff.
No.
This stuff, things that actually had function. And clearly they knew what they were doing. They were skilled. They had this shit down pat for a very long time, it seems.
wow, it's like dragons over here. That's nice.
Wow.
The dragon face up here too. Eyes, snout.
India and China has some really interesting stuff.
They be fucking with the snakes though, so they're kind of sketchy in my opinion. But like you said, they wouldn't just make something like this if it had no meaning. And for me, that goes along the lines of the etchings and the petroglyphs that you got of giants with horns and tentacles and all this crazy shit. They wouldn't just draw that for no reason. Like, nah, that was the things that lived in the village next door that was eating them or something.
And if you think about it, a lot of this stuff, they want us to believe that it was sculpted and that all it's meant to do is to sit there and be observed and looked at as art of some sort. And then that's what we look at it as. But actually, this has functionality. And people can't understand that these things, the ornateness of these things and the way that they're designed, the reason they went to all this extent is because it had a functionality behind it. It's not just pretty and meant to worship some god. It's not just a temple.
I know there's
They
some
own
movie
temples.
somewhere where that thing opens up and something comes out. I just guarantee they use.
Yes.
And then he was turned to stone like everything else was, People were turned to stone.
Yeah. Well, you got the story of Medusa, but then you also got Lot's wife. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pillar of salt. Imagine that.
And then you have the
This
people
fish
in
look bad.
Pompeii and people
What about that
who were
petrified
covered by
army in China?
The what?
The petrified army in
Those
China,
people-
bro.
Yeah.
terracotta. Yes, I always thought that because every face is different. None of them are exactly the same. And I was like,
and
man,
they
these
all look
probably-
scared as fuck. Like,
Yeah.
oh shit,
And that BS story they told us about Pompeii, I mean, it was not a volcano. It's some other act that happened all over the world, probably. And whatever melted
Yeah.
these buildings froze these people in those moments.
Did you get to see any of my show Ceiling Fan Man?
I got some of it. Like I said, I was having issues last night on that thing.
Yes,
The whole-
I was saying that Pompeii, Mount Vesuvius was clearly something else. It wasn't a volcano. And they are right. The heat does come up from the bottom on a volcano because that's where the motherboard starts to fry. Now, whatever Vesuvius was, it was a key component for that area. And it got hit harder than the rest of the area. Now, Pompeii does have a lot of heat damage, but it all comes up from underneath. You can see it as you go through the streets of Pompeii and look at the brickwork and how it's damaged. With Vesuvius, Even these active volcanoes today, this is just amazing. It's blowing my mind. Is this inside the Taj Mahal?
I don't know, man. This is just
It's
some crazy.
insane.
A lot of donkeys.
Yo,
And apparently skilled chiselers who all had the same stuff in mind and did it all exactly perfect. That looks like brick.
and it is, I think, underneath that white facade we were just talking about. Oh, who's this guy? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, this is definitely technology.
Damn. So are these humans and these are things, or those? What the?
There's little people.
Yeah.
Oh, what's underneath of them? It looked like right underneath of that where the people were
what
standing.
is that?
It was like hell or something.
I was gonna
Like-
say that's maybe like the gates or something.
Wow.
That's nuts, dude. Like I'm saying, who's just drawing shit like this or sculpting it? You know, like I had a dream one time. You sure?
And how long did it take? God, Dad's been gone for a year and a half. Yeah, but it's important work.
Right, dude. Right. You're drawing something that happened 50 years ago. What's it to you? You know, I don't think it was like that.
The perfection of it. No mistakes anywhere. I mean, just
You make one
perfect.
mistake, you got to restart everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
And yet our roof still leaks because it's covered in mud. Can we do something?
Oh, and
about
wait,
that?
let's not forget that you have to lay on your back and chisel this stuff into the ceiling and on a stilt or whatever.
Yeah, a giant ladder or swing. And they also had things where they showed Da Vinci like laying across some ladder that went across the ceiling and whatever.
Yes, dude. It's all bullshit.
Whatever.
It's all bullshit. I don't even believe any of these artists lived and stuff. They're just giving names to these people. I mean, you start really digging into his story. It's just so much bullshit.
This is just crazy to me. I really feel like this maybe came out and like points of light went to the center of here and just bam, like right down or something. Like that's just crazy. It's just too intricate not to be a mechanical machine or design. Just crazy.
Yeah,
That's
like in
crazy.
my mind's eye, I can see that whole thing moving and spinning and doing
Right,
something.
right.
I totally
There's a
can see
movie
it.
somewhere we've seen it. I know it. I just
Oh, look at this. I don't know how old this etching is. That's all they found back in the day, you know? There were no paws, it was just the head. That's how much mud there was. These are Sumerians digging it out because I'm assuming they got up to Cairo and there's just nothing there but this, you know? They were like, what the fuck happened to all those people, dude? We're 38
the other thing, you were
tall.
showing that picture earlier where the city, whatever that is, Egypt or something, right outside of the pyramid. I don't remember it ever being that close. I don't know if that's a weird thing just for me, but it just seems like I remember being in the desert. And now there's this huge city right behind.
Yeah, I don't remember that either. It's like Cairo is right on top of the pyramids now with that wall that
and
divides
there's-
it. You know, there's
and
a
in
wall
Los
there too
Angeles,
now. That's
You
weird.
can see giant mountains right behind LA. It's
I
like
agree with
everything
you.
got closer. Right, Jen?
Absolutely crazy.
Where they pan up to the Hollywood sign and there's nothing behind that bridge right there. And then there's other pictures, like today's pictures on Google, where the mountains are right up on the back of the sign right there.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So weird.
Look at this original
All
picture.
right,
There's
we
water
sharing- can I
down
share
there, by the
screen?
way. Yeah. You got
Oh
something?
yeah, look at that. Yeah, I got something.
All right,
And
you're up.
someone said 13 Souls. I don't know what movie that is, but I'll check it out.
All right. Can you see screen?
You're up. Pompeii ruins.
Yeah, Pompeii ruins. Okay, so here we go. Right away, you start to see brick. Okay, this is one of the many streets in Pompeii, and
Wow.
the geologists say that these rocks sticking up in the center were crossovers for people. Like you'd step off here and step onto that and cross over, right? Which is ridiculous because if this is a road, whatever's riding down this road is not going to get by here, right? But if you look right down here in the very bottom part, let me scroll it up a little bit. Okay, look, you can see that these are just popcorned out up here, just like this. This is all melted and it started to pop up. This whole street was brick, just like the sidewalk, just like these walls up here with all this brick. But over here, you can see all the heat damage. So this street clearly proves that the heat was coming up from the bottom, not from the volcano, but from the underneath Pompeii. And then you could see all the damage to the brick on these ruins. And they had beautiful brick houses, just like you see in England, the row homes you see in England and Scotland and Ireland. They had the same exact stuff here with little streets and stuff going down. And I have some columns here that are made of brick without their facades on, because people don't believe that these columns are really brick. Let me get it to zoom in here. I'm sorry, guys. My computer gets touchy on the Zoom. Give me 1 second.
You're good.
I'm trying to move it. Hold on.
Looks good.
All right,
on our end.
look at this brick.
Wow.
Nothing to see there.
And on the back there, you can still see one of the columns has their facade on it. I have another good picture here I want to show you. Look at these streets, guys. All right, first off, you see the brick wall, see the brick houses, right? See all the damage, and look at the street. The street is destroyed because the heat was coming up from the bottom. There's, again, down this road here, you have 3 blocks that came up, that ballooned out, but they're saying it's a crossover. Well, what's going down this street? If you have sidewalks, what do you need a street for? So people are going to be walking down the sidewalks, and whatever the street's for is going to, if they had carts or if they had cars, I don't know what the fuck they had. But these 3 things here would block that. So I don't buy that story at all. And then down here, you can see where it's all destroyed and popping up as well. See, these archaeologists are lying to us about everything and the purpose of things. Again, here on this road, you can see one of these blocks. This whole street started heating up. The sidewalk is completely destroyed. It was all brick. And this one popped out. So there you go. What ran down these little ruts right here? It could have been a drain for water. I don't know. Most likely that's what it was. This what aren't cart ruts. I don't think these people were able to do all this and then they just had carts.
Right.
Yeah. Again, with the pillars here, you can see that they're all brick. The ones in the background here still have their facades over them. So if anybody ever doubted us about brick being in these columns, because it has to be brick, because brick is a component to their free energy grid system. And you can even look that up and find that out for yourself. It's known fact. Here we can see the whitewashing coming off, but underneath you see round brick with the facade right there. The facade's still on this whole one on the end. Here you can see round brick, round red brick. I'm not making this shit up. If you look down here at the bottom, you can see the heat came up from the bottom. All right here is cooked out on these pillars or whatever this was back here. But up here, you can still see the red brick across this line. And then it gets more devastated up here in the back. So whatever was back here was getting hit really hard.
Wow.
And it's just amazing to me, all this stuff and how bad we've been lied to about everything. I had no idea that Pompeii was littered with red brick everywhere. I swear this is just freaking me out. How the red brick's just everywhere.
Yeah. When I went to Rome, there's all over there too. So it's just this red brick stuff was everywhere in the world, it seems.
Yeah, and everything was white. They had a white coating over all. Now look at all the stones that are popping up here. Okay, they'll tell you these 3 down here are a walkway. Then somebody said, well, maybe they had water flowing in the street, and this was how you got across the street. You stepped on these stones. But look at all these stones down here that are popping up. So that's a lie. It's the street melting, getting heated up. Most likely the street was brick, just like these walls. And the sidewalks as well. And they probably had some kind of facade over the corner part of the sidewalk here, maybe a cement molding or something.
My bad.
And what was the other one? Okay, so I'm going to zoom over here. Can you see this now? Is it good?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Crowley Lake, the columns at Crowley Lake, California. And I got this off that mud flood page on Facebook, or Mountains or Melted Buildings, one of those. And these are, geologists will tell you, they went in and looked at it. These are natural features. All natural. Nothing to see here. Never mind the melting effect that's happening here, right down this part here, right onto the ground and stuff. But this is a huge building, or at least it was. It must have went up pretty damn high, and it's now melted down on itself. But there's all these columns that they're saying are just a natural formation. Geologists should all be fired, as far as I'm concerned. Either they know and they're lying, or they have no fucking clue and they just need to go because they don't know what they're looking at. Here's another good one where you can really see how far down it's melted here, and it's starting to cover over on itself. Right
Wow,
here.
all those stones at the bottom look like when they drained out Niagara there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that
it's
was
all
trippy.
white.
I didn't know that happened. That was wild when you showed that.
Fuck, dude. You should see the construction or the quote unquote construction pictures of the dried up before they let the water run there at Hoover Dam. Nuts.
Wow.
Brick, dude. I'm talking stone, brick, you name it. Giant fucking statues of the angels. Those were still there back then, but whatever, you know?
Yeah. So, okay. Now, let me tell you this. Pompeii went down in 79 BC. That's when they said it was destroyed. So, in 79 BC, clearly they had brick houses built perfectly, beautifully done, very well constructed, and paved streets, whether they were brick streets or cobblestone, whatever. You clearly see they had paved streets. But yet, we're going to see photos and paintings and pictures and etchings of 1700s or 1800s of these buildings going up and nothing but muddy streets all around. But yet in 79 BC, fucking Pompeii has paved roads. But in the 1800s, when they show all this stuff, supposedly, you know, clearly we would have had streets. Why would you even build the way you're building and not put a road down first? That'd be the first thing you do.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. And I was going to ask you, have you ever heard this song, Pompeii by Bastille?
No.
The little radio hit they had like 5, maybe like 8 years ago.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
No?
No.
It's, let me see if
Probably
I can.
very telling.
There's just one part of it where it's like, now why would you say that? You know?
Okay, so
Yeah.
let me just point out right here. This lady is showing, she's holding up one of these big boulders, which clearly came from this place. But look over here, guys. Do you see this right here? Does that look like fucking brick lines right there? Because it sure does to me.
I just
But-
see natural formations.
It's just a natural formation. There's nothing to see here, Jen. Move on. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, guys. Wow. Yeah. I mean, I was blown away when I saw this stuff. And again, I'm really going to start calling out these geologists and archaeologists and stuff because they're wrong. They're so wrong. And either they know that they're wrong or they're just lying to us. And they're all Masons or something. I don't know. So, yeah, I thought that was really
Probably.
interesting. Again, Pompeii with paved streets, guys. But you'll see stuff all over America and who knows where, 1800s, even early 1900s with fucking muddy ground and beautiful buildings everywhere. If they can build fucking streets in 79 BC, I think it should have been like a fact. If you can put the airplane out in 1 year and then 2 years later, the rest of the world has airplanes, how is it that these people can make paved roads and figure that all out and nobody else caught on the rest of the world? I mean, it just doesn't make sense. They lie to us so bad.
About everything.
That arch, all brick. And the arch has a function in this. These arches are very, very important into the circuit board. Black Sheep Researcher goes in depth into the arc and the arch and stuff. And when they brick up these arches and close them down and deactivate them, they're closed circuits. It's really interesting.
Very crazy.
Yeah.
Steve, I've sent you a few things to your email too, so just when you get a chance.
Okay.
This is the layout.
I just want to bring up that song after. There's just this little like 10-second snip of it. It's just really interesting what they say about Pompeii. Look at all that. Is Pompeii worth visiting? Yeah, of course it is. Look at all that shit. It's probably, you know, that's nuts.
So this would be a person frozen in building ash, but they'll tell you it's from volcano and it's pumice and stuff. This is the names that they give all this stuff. But when the building known as Vesuvius imploded or exploded on itself when it was getting heated up. I don't know what the building was made out of, what made it spew the way it did, but clearly it was a clear extreme heat event. And that ash, and who knows, it could have even been raining at the time. When you mix ash with water, you get mud and sludge, and then it hardens up like a cement. If you don't believe me, go out to your fire pit and try it out. Dig out some ash. So this person's not covered in anything that happened right here at like on its own. They're saying it came from Vesuvius, the ash that flowed in, which is true. Because Pompeii itself is not melted down to the point where it's ash, but the heat damage clearly came from the bottom. Now, they'll tell you there was extreme heat, noxious gases and stuff, but it wasn't the gases. They're just trying to explain the heat damage all over Pompeii.
Yes.
Yeah. Crazy. Look at it. Brickwork everywhere. It was beautiful, but they have brick all over. They have a facade, smoothing everything out, and they painted over it. They put in, whitewashing and stuff. Anyway, I'm going to stop screen sharing, let you do your thing.
Okay. Yeah, because I just want to show something too real quick before I show video, because what you showed there in Pompeii, I mean, to me, it just reminds me of Beirut. You know, this is an after picture of Beirut over here. Does that not look like all the buildings that we've seen?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
bro.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me get this shit out of the way.
Nice.
Yeah, bro. Even down to the old like brick under everything, dude. That's before and after, you know? Like, that's crazy to me. Like,
And
look
that
at
looks
this
like
thing. Look at this.
that looks like
It literally
yeah, it
looks
looks
like X Factor event happened here. So it makes me believe that maybe whatever energy was harnessed there in Beirut that made it go bang, you know, maybe that type of energy is what made all these cities and all these whatevers go bang back in the day and turn them into, you know, burnt brick like this, you know? That's just so crazy to me. Just very interesting. And it kind of just looks the same. Like, look at the floor, you know? All turned to like Egypt dust.
Yep.
Those are all roads, you know? Done. Look at this was a metal building. It's just completely like dust on top. Dust. No one talks about Beirut anymore. Look at this, Jen. I'm just saying. Just saying, bro. That looks like Petra.
It does look like Petra, and it looks like the eroded circuit board that we just looked at, too.
Yeah, well, both. Of course. Of course.
Yeah.
Yes. Of course. I think they gave us I don't know, a taste of what could be to come. I don't want to say it like that, but they showed us on a small scale. They could turn a neighborhood into dust. Well, back in the day, it kind of seemed like they were turning Rome, Pompeii, you know, Greece, the whole place in the dust. Egypt, you know, look at Egypt. It's done.
Overload the circuit and fry everything.
Yeah, and the heat started from down here in the circle. You know, it started in there, and then bam, it blew up. So I don't know. I just thought that was a crazy little something to add in, but I'm gonna try to. Oh crap! Let me stop this. I'm gonna try to share something. Hope to God we don't get taken down. But this is part of that song from called Pompeii by Bastille, or I don't fucking know. But we're just going to play this for like maybe 10 seconds and hopefully it doesn't take us down. Because what they say in the next little verse there is just very interesting. You know, knowing what we know now, just interesting. So here, I'll bring it back to where they kind of just start here. All right.
Clouds all over the hills, bringing darkness from above. But if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like night?
I remember this song.
And if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like you've been here before? How I'm beginning to be an optimist about this.
just kind of weird, in my opinion. You know, like if you close your eyes, doesn't it feel like nothing's changed at all? Doesn't it feel like you've been here before? How can you be an optimist about this? You know, it's like, what is this guy alluding to? Because in the music video, he's walking around Pompeii looking at all this effed up shit. He's like, whoa,
Wow.
you know, that's just strange to me. That might be a wink, wink, like, hey, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that's as much as you're ever gonna get, in my opinion, you know, because they're not gonna turn on CNN breaking news, you know. We're making songs about melted buildings and resets that we're not telling you about. You know, this is as much as you're gonna get. Just like in the halftime show with the angel coming down with red eyes descending, you know, that's as much of a warning as you're gonna get because they're going for this shit, bro. They're going for this shit. Just thought that was interesting, and it still says we're live, so they didn't kick us off for that. Thank goodness.
Sweet.
Sweet, right? Very sweet. All right, you said you sent me some pictures where in the email?
Yeah.
Okay, let me bring that up real quick. Let's see what we got. Flurry of pictures. All right, let's see if we can download. Oh, look at these. Cool. All right, and you got
That's
one.
funny. I didn't remember that song until you played it. Now I totally remember that song.
Really, it's an interesting song. You know, it kind of makes you think. It's like, wait, what is he an optimist about? Like, why does he feel like he's been here before? You know, and like, if you really sit there and look at all the brickwork and how it all the missing components, just close your eyes for a second and you can literally picture it all there. You know. I could see all the completed structures when I look at places that have been devastated. Like when I saw those arches in the middle of the woods, I didn't just see the arches. I saw like the whole kit and caboodle, you know, a wall, fucking 10-mile wall in the woods. Give me a break. Give me a break. All right. What do you want to share first here? The video or the photograph?
Whatever you want. No, they're all just like old buildings and stuff that I had filmed that kind of go along with what you're showing before they get melted. Some of them are allowed to exist. It's weird.
Let me look at this.
Yeah, look at that thing.
Wow.
A lot of donkeys to build that.
Look at the doorway. Just look at all that up there. Very intricate. Well ahead of its time. Well ahead of its time. Wow. Wish I could zoom in, but that's okay. That's
I might have some other pictures of it you can zoom in, but that's just I didn't realize
that's
video.
That's beautiful. All right, let's try to hide that this time. And you open all of these. Let me just do one of these. Open. And we'll go boom, boom, boom.
That one was just because we were at this one museum and they had these artifacts. And now I'm re-looking at all these things and the symbols on these things and the sizes of these, you know?
Yeah.
It's probably actual life-size statues, you know?
Right. They wouldn't draw them this big if they were, you know, not this big, in my opinion.
And then there was
There's
this thing
one
called the Rosetta Stone. Did you ever hear of that thing? It's right there.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, the
supposedly
Rosetta
the keystone to solving hieroglyphics.
Yeah, because it's wrote in 3 different languages. It's Greek, it's Egyptian, and something else. And they were able to decipher because it's the same exact text.
Probably Sumerian.
But one of those
Wow.
statues in Egypt, those big statues in Egypt fell over and part of the arm fell off and the side of it. And they said that they could see what looked like a spine and a rib cage in that thing.
I'm just saying, bro. I've seen shit like that where they had a statue, a quote unquote statue of a, I don't know if it was a kid or a little girl or something, and like the leg fell off and there's bones underneath it, bro. There's bones underneath it. It was fucked up, dude. And everyone, I'm like, dude, these people were getting vitrified or whatever you call it, just stoned, you know? I get stoned on a different level. These people were just getting stoned, bro.
Nice.
It's like Medusa was just walking around like it's all good, you know?
So we'd expect that these people wore masks.
These
like
things.
They wore the masks like the Rothschild parties, or did they actually have these faces on their heads?
Well, I feel like the Rothschilds people kind of get their motivation from little things like this, you know? That's crazy. That's crazy. Where are we? You know?
Well, I think I think Babylon, Egypt, whatever you want to call it, it's all over the world, the earth that we're allowed to live in, because there's stuff. They just found pyramids under the Atlantic.
Go down to the bottom part of that picture where you see his stomach right there. Is that a facade over something? I mean, that looks like it's a facade over top of something.
Yeah, that's it's the vibe.
Like the real person's under there, right? The real person's under there, and that's just like their armor.
That's crazy.
Maybe.
I don't know why they could draw everything. Sometimes they have veins on their arms, but they never draw eyes on these people.
Yeah.
That always freaks me out a little bit. Just a little bit, you know.
There was others they sent you. Maybe they are on a different one.
No, that's all I got. I can check again. Let me hit renew. Oh, I got them now. 3 more.
Just some more buildings and stuff. As I go through my old photos, I'm finding things that just blow me away, because with new eyes, you look at these things, you go, how did we not see this?
We got to go back and relook at all ancient sites from the air, looking down at them. I mean, they're all fucking circuit boards and stuff. When you look at Sacsayhuaman, or whatever it's called, and Teotihuacan, they're all circuit boards.
All right, let's let these load for a second. Bang, bang, bang. Look at that.
Wow.
Black top too, Jen. You know, get your little drippy effect.
They just had a ton of time and material on their hands. They could just.
I was gonna say the time I get, the time I understand, but where are you getting the material from, my friend?
You gotta excavate the so supposedly they tell us this is all and stuff, you
what
know.
About the gold, you know? Who's molding the gold?
Yeah, who's building all these bricks? Who owned the brick factory back then?
Right.
Mom, why do we have to have a mud shack? I want to live in the church.
Yeah, exactly. No, we just go there to worship God. We don't live there.
I would be a homeless person in a church instead of living in a house. They got it way better. See, I think with your tech that you've been describing, and when you went your whole series about the organs and how they, make energy, sound, and all that, I think how they could light up on the inside of these things, and then the light would shine out, and then you'd see this on the outside. That's what I think it is.
Absolutely. I agree with you. If everything's inverted, that would totally make sense, because we think that this is the let in, and it could have been the opposite.
I think that was let's see, that was Notre Dame, I think. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm gonna send you something, Steve. Whenever you have time, we'll share it. It's those white headstones for Thailand.
Look at the intricacies of just the pillars and stuff. And there's your circle thing again. I'm telling you, these circle things were gears or portals or something. They did something.
I agree.
I want to know all these people.
Wow.
And this is where I found out that they had the thorn, a crown of thorns. I didn't even know it was in Notre Dame until we
I never even heard of that. I went to 12 years of Catholic school. Never did I ever hear that was a relic. No.
And these are the tombs. They got tombs down there. I just thought that was really creepy. That's got a door opening with a hand coming out. Like, yeah, I'll be back.
Yeah, right. And it's a rose. It looks like a rose.
Rose and a flowery torch. Yeah. Little Egyptian-looking head. No big deal.
No boy.
Don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain
or the door.
Yeah, right. That's where we are. Look at this.
Look at these things. And they fit against each other too, buildings to buildings. Like you can't put.
Oh yeah, they're all built together.
Yep, wow. They're probably all connected too. They probably just closed them off so you can't go through building to building, but they were all interconnected.
You know, back in the day, they were really loving the homaging the horsemen. You know,
right?
It's
like, did that happen already, or whatever?
Exactly like the crown and the sword in his hand. The is it death or pestilence?
Possibly, yes.
And the ones on the right look like electrical, like you would attach wires to them in our current.
Yes.
No, not the gold ones. The ones in the
No,
middle.
I know these ones here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that one has an eagle on it or a phoenix.
Looks like
Wow, look at that.
Poseidon's little
And it looks
staff.
And they were most likely covered in real gold or whatever, because all of this, like, you can design it however you want. As long as you have the right materials, it's going to do the same thing. That's how they can dress this stuff up any way they want.
Wow. That's crazy. Where is this, Rich?
Let's see. That I believe is in Amsterdam.
I was gonna say it seemed more like German, Amsterdam, Austrian type.
Because I got
Who's
pictures of different places, so I'll have to look. I've
Who's
been
making
going
all the
through.
glass? You know, who's making all the glass for these places?
Yeah, look at that one. Yeah, right. Who's making the glass? Go back to that one. Look at that. Not only did you haul all that brick up there, you had to make sure you did these patterns and stuff you couldn't pay someone to do today. How would you build this building?
Wow.
With spires. Look at this one.
Those spires, yeah. Yeah, they can see
Look at
those on
that.
graveyards all the time. What? Dude, that's some free energy tech right there.
Look at that.
Wow. Wow.
I just thought they were fancy, when I went there. I didn't have any thought other than that.
Look at these two.
That's what they want. That's what they want. They don't want us to know our past, so we're doomed to repeat it.
Yeah.
And that's what they
Even
want.
though they tell us that and we still don't listen. Isn't that funny?
Yeah. Take that part right down and stick it in the cemetery. There you go.
It's the one thing they say in school. If you forget the past, you're doomed to repeat it. And it's the one thing that we forget.
Well, they told us a complete lie about the past, so we don't know our past, and we are doomed to repeat it. But we're figuring it out. If this was a case in court, they would kick it to the curb because it's got so many holes in it. It doesn't add up.
Real quick, I just want to look at this. This is from the pyramids in the mid to late 1800s. Where'd all this water come from?
Wow.
It's not really there nowadays.
Isn't that a desert?
That's what
mirror-
I'm saying, bro. Like, what the fuck happened, bro?
That mirror effect, it almost looks like that's how it looks underground, like the other part of the pyramid underground. It's
Oh,
that's
right.
What it's diamond shape.
Well, with the etching we saw, like something that looks like that diamond shape is on top of the pyramid, looking down at it. And he's got the man, the space wheel.
That's
I
above
thought that was
sea level.
interesting. Yeah. There's a couple more pictures on this thread here. Yeah, these people don't even know what they're holding up. No big deal. What else do we got? This is what they tell you in the crypts down there. Whatever.
White.
Yeah, and real quick, isn't it interesting how they tell you it's a crypt, right? Or where people go to die, but the more I look at it, I feel like maybe the pyramids, not its original purpose, but a new age purpose could be to bring initiates down and bring them into the brotherhood, perhaps, because Barack Obama stayed a night there and found an image of himself on the wall somehow. Whatever, no big deal. But Skull and Bones in Yale, when you get initiated in there, you go into a little room underground, and they call it the crypt.
Mm-hmm.
It's very strange, just strange. They know about this stuff. Yeah, these are all pretty cool. All right. That's enough of the Egypt load there. And you said you had something you sent me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Look at this. Wow.
What the heck?
All right. So I don't know if you can read that top paragraph. It'll tell you about it. This is in Thailand, and this is a cemetery in Thailand. And again, everything is white, and it all looks like tech. And I'm just like, what? Okay. So we were talking about the white and how it plays a part in all this. And then I come across this cemetery, and I'm like, not only does it look like tech, it's all white.
Yeah.
Very
The Thai cemetery.
Yep. All right. I'll read the little paragraph here.
Okay.
I think it's called Thai Cemetery in Chiang Mai. So you got a bleach white cemetery, blah blah blah. I found this place on the foot of Wat Suan Duck near near a university, of course. Other cities in this is in Thailand. Okay, I thought it was China. Other cemeteries in Thailand are ordinarily decorated and colorful. The white represents purity in the Thai culture. And so this cemetery was built to be all white, blah blah blah. The only thing of color besides the blue sky and the trees around. Yep, and the collection of sodas on the table nearby. Nice. So they just whited it out for a purification process, maybe in Thailand, perhaps. Who knows?
Pure white, pure light.
Yes, the 100 points, 1,000 points of light. Yes.
Look at this tech, guys. I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy.
Right on top of a building. You're right.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, it's beautiful. But clearly it looks like this stuff was, to me, it looks like it was all placed there. How is that a cemetery? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
You're right.
It's got
You're
another.
right.
Yeah.
Very crazy.
And I wouldn't be surprised if all of it was red brick underneath all this white stuff. Of course, it has to be. Why wouldn't
Well,
it? All their other stuff is red brick.
Look at the floor, you know?
Yeah.
It's not red, but it's still bricks.
Yep.
Oh, this one's trippy looking over here.
Yeah,
What's
it
this
is. Look at that. Yep. That's some tech right there.
No, it's just a graveyard. What's the matter with you?
Right, with the little pine cones everywhere too. That's nice. Oh, it looks like that's it there.
Yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. It
That's
goes
pretty
along
cool.
with the white theme, and it's so techy looking, and we're seeing all this tech in graveyards. I don't know exactly what graveyards are, if they just decided to bury people around this stuff, or they're using the graveyards to hide this stuff, or they're harnessing energy somehow in that area through these types of antiquitech being placed there. I don't know. I'm speculating, but I'm just observing and telling people what I see. I see the same thing in graveyards that I see on top of these buildings that we're calling tech. So, I got to put 2 and 2 together here, because they're not going to tell us what it is. They're going to slap Wilson on it and tell you it's a fucking tomb or a monument or a temple.
Yes. Yes. And something like this,
Mm-hmm.
Sort of in the same boat. I have no idea where this is or what this is, but whatever they say it is probably not what it is, perhaps, Like, that's just crazy. Look how little the people are.
Yeah. Wow. And that's brick on the ground, it looks like.
Yes. Yes. And it
So
was
if this
definitely
is
colored before,
culture-
Looks like it got burnt.
Even
The color
this-
got burnt off.
Even this ancient culture can figure out how to make a brick floor, a nice ground to walk on. But, when you look at photos from the 1800s, everything's muddy.
Look at that
Wow.
doorway. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. I don't even know,
Yeah, that's a melted.
If you were like, 1,000, 2,000 feet up, probably look like a circuit board type deal,
Yeah, that looks like one of the round components on that circuit board we were looking at with the erosion and had that round thing on it. Yeah.
Wow, look at this. Just digging this out of the dirt. No problem. Side of a mountain.
Oh, yeah, they'll tell you they carved it out on the side of the mountain. It's all one piece, and they carved it out. I mean, come on.
What was the point? Why are they carving this out? Like, they never explain that.
I
I
mean, this
showed
looks
this
pretty
picture.
crazy. Yeah, bro. Like, what? Just build a ledge, That's crazy.
The ledge to nowhere.
Oh, what did I just do? That's what I'm saying, dude, Come on. What's more prevalent? We carved this out of the rock, or the rock was part of this,
Mm-hmm.
What the latter half. Wow. Just incredible. Giant doorway. This in Petra as well, but wow.
Oh, Steve, I got something I'm going to send you. I wanted to cover this with you the other day. You weren't able to come on with me. Not yesterday, but it was a couple days ago. I tried to make my own video of it, and the videos kept stopping on me, so I couldn't do it. But there's an urban explorer in England who finds this string of rock cut houses on this property. He thinks that they're rock cut houses when it's a string of melted fucking row homes. And it's amazing when you see him walk through this stuff, and he has no idea what he's looking at, but you can see melted brick everywhere. Yeah, it might have a little ad in the front. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
So the property was abandoned. Somebody owned the property back in the 40s, but they went off to war and they died at the war. So they never, the property was just abandoned. But this person who owned the property at one time went in and tried to refurbish this dwelling because it was a dwelling. And what you're seeing there, even in the very beginning, the whole roof, the whole top of the building's already melted down on itself.
Yeah, look at the chimney.
And he thinks that these are rock carved houses. This guy carved it. Or he just put brick in it. I know, dude, this is an amazing find. He said that it's really hard to find this. It's been untouched since the 40s. And, some people came and put some storage stuff in there. But you can clearly see melted brick everywhere. Especially the fireplace when he gets inside. The chimney that you see on the outside, on the inside of the house, it's all twisted around and sideways and stuff because it melted over. You can see this stuff had a white facade over it too on the inside, like a coating of white plaster or something.
You chip it right off.
All right, so stop right there.
What?
Here you can see the fireplace or whatever that thing was. The whole wall is melting down the side. So the back end of this building, not where he came in the door, but the back end is already melted down on that side, coming down the left. But you can see how right along the one side, you can see on the left side of that fire pit place or whatever it is, how the brick is already vitrified and stuff, but it didn't quite make it all the way around to the other side.
Yeah. Are we supposed to believe they use like weird shaped brick pieces? Is that how they explain it? Because otherwise, if they're not saying they're melted, they just use really odd shaped pieces of brick.
Yeah. That's what they'll have you believe.
Oh my God.
Look at how destroyed that is.
Yeah, and I go to these old bookstores. I found one of the Mesa Verdes, and there's a whole bunch of cave people that carve supposedly the same stuff. And I think it's in Arizona. I'll send you these one day. Or Colorado, I guess. Colorado.
Wow.
I did send you some more Egypt pictures, Steve.
Wow.
So I think the guy who bought the property put these windows and doors in and just filled in the spot that was already there. I doubt that these are original windows and doors, but the fact that right there along the door there, you can see brick lines, but when he's walking out, you can tell that it's all melted together. It's all red brick that's been melted together. Stop right there. Stop. On that wall, you can see what he tells you is pickaxe marks from this guy carving it out, right? Or something. Actually, it's heat striation lines from the brick melting. Okay, they're not fucking pickaxe marks.
Yeah, it's like air bubbles popping out. We're starting to see that more and more on these.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see it along another wall in another house. There's 3 houses he goes into, this one and then a couple other ones. And this is a ceiling, guys. Look at the ceiling. You can tell it's melted because the top floor has already melted down. You could tell from the outside what looked like the roof of that building was actually a 2nd or 3rd floor above. He also says in one part of this video in the next house that the floor feels hollow. It's because it goes down probably a couple levels too.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Fucking ads, man. I hate them.
Pickaxe holes. That's so funny.
You can go past a little bit of this stuff here because he's just showing some of the furniture. But he gets into the next room where you see the fireplace. And wait till you see how twisted the fireplace and chimney is. Look at right here. Okay. He thinks that he built this brick into this wall. He doesn't realize that the fireplace wasn't as destroyed as, but stop right there. Perfect. Right there. Stop. Okay. So here you can see the striation marks from the heat. but you can also still see the lines from the brick. Okay, that's on the left-hand side of the wall. That wall is completely devastated. But the fireplace is melting and being crushed to the side because that wall is melting down. Just to the right of the fireplace, you can still see the mortar and the brick lines.
So this guy must think that the guy that built this house did it drunk, right? Because he didn't make a straight chimney.
Yeah, he thinks this is all rock carved and they just put the brick in there and build it into like that and stuff.
Great.
But look at that wall on the left. The wall on the left is completely melted down. It's bubbling out. You can see the damage around the windows here, the brick. You can also see that it had a white coating. Again, the striation marks from the heat, but you can still see the lines from the brick, just the horizontal lines. They're not pickaxe marks, but he will tell you, and geologists will tell you, or whatever, oh, this is carved. This is pickaxe marks. And it's just some junk he finds in there. You could probably skip over some of this because he looks through.
Look at that. Look at that.
Right. Yeah. So right there, that whole top level is melted down on itself. That was a whole nother floor above that's already come down and melted over.
Yeah.
The fireplace, the brick fireplace survived. That's a pocket of survival right there.
Wow.
And they call it red
cave
sand.
next to it too. What's this? A little cave next to it.
Yeah, it's probably the garage or something. He said, "Oh, this little rock cart
That's where the orcs
storage
come out.
area." You
So
can
the
see the
orcs
brick
came
lines.
out of the fire.
Wow.
You can see the brick. You can see it.
Oh, it's his old. That's his old pool.
I don't even know how this guy can't see the brick lines. They're right there in front of his face. It's carved out of sandstone.
He's looking at pickaxe holes, so he can't see it.
Nice.
So here he's
Now
going into another one.
Yeah, now he's in space.
Thanks, fucking space. So here you're going to see a lot of the brick on the interior that he will tell you the guy bricked up himself, but clearly you can see that whole wall was brick and it's just all melted
Popcorn.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing, this place. He has no clue what he's in. He has no fucking clue.
Wow.
I constantly keep thinking, how stupid was I when I believed all this garbage? But, we were all bought into it. But when you look at it,
they have a spell cast over their eyes,
Yeah. Well, you look at it now, you go, how did I buy this? How did I think there's a car flying in space? You know what I mean? It's like, how did we buy any of this? So funny.
So it's so fake, it must be real.
Right.
He says right there where he was just pointing up to the ceiling, he said, why is the ceiling so low in this part of the building? It's because the back part of the building's melted down. The second floor is coming down. Here you can see the brick of the interior, but this guy will tell you that the guy who bought the property put this brick in, which is not true. This whole thing was brick. It's just that you're seeing little pockets of survival here.
Wow.
And it says it's in the UK, I guess. Somebody asked where.
Yes.
Yes, in Britain.
I don't know more than that, but
the title of the video is here. I'll get the link and put it in the chat since I just sent it to Steve. I'm going to
Abandoned
copy
House
it right.
Frozen in Time.
Yeah, I'm putting it in the chat right now, guys. You guys can watch this at your own leisure and pause it and look along, study it or whatever. Look at this place, guys. Look at this. You can see that whole top floor is melted down. And if you pay attention, right near the top of the chimney, you'll see these three bulbous little things sticking out. That could have been the conical roofing on the top of this building.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes.
Right up there. That could have been round rooftops, those conicals that we see. That's a melted fucking house. Look at it. Again, the back end is all sunk down in because the back of the house is already melted down. Look at the striations on the wall. He's going to tell you they're pickaxe marks. They're not. It's fucking heat.
Very crazy.
Yep. Yeah, dude. Amazing. Amazing stuff.
That's wild.
Yeah, I love looking at urban exploration stuff in other countries and everything, even here, but in the United States. But you just find so much stuff, man. These people don't have any clue what they're looking at.
No.
I mean, how could they, with the crap we've been taught?
Right?
Yeah. And like you said, Ceiling Fan, and Steve, we were under a spell. And if you watch the movie Stardust, she puts a spell on another witch. A witch puts a spell on a witch and says, you will not see the star, smell it, touch it, or perceive it, even if it is in front of you. And she couldn't. She could not see this person when it was standing there. And I think, and in the Matrix, they say, this is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth. Because they're telling you, you've been under a spell. It's a perception deception. We're perceiving things in the way they want us to perceive them.
Yes.
Even Flat Earth, it was in our faces this whole fucking time. We couldn't see it.
I know.
Look at this, Jen.
Wow.
What is this?
Wow.
Cartoon.
That's a doorway and a window. What?
Are you saying this is real? It's not a cartoon?
That's real.
Nah, that was real.
That doesn't look real.
Look like
It might be a real place, but that one looks simulated. Whatever it is, it's nuts. Is that a waterfall? What is it?
I don't know. It was somewhere in where was it? Oh, now it's gone. I thought it was somewhere in Iceland, but I don't know. Just an
Iceland.
interesting. Yeah. What else do I got?
Yeah, Iceland got hammered during the X Factor event.
There you go. Look at this. People will say like, "Oh, this is them constructing Egypt to make you think that." No, this is them just trying to restore and dig shit out of the bomb that went off or whatever. Clearly, my opinion. If this is a construction picture, you don't put your rubble next to where you're building. In my opinion,
Exactly.
Yeah,
but hey,
That's the thing
Yeah.
that's driven me crazy. Like these buildings, you never see the construction areas where they've got the brick and everything stacked up, ready to go. No, it's just there.
You never see any history on brick
is-
or people make
yeah.
brick for all these places. Nothing. Or any stories about how they made all this brick to build Pompeii or something. Like, where's all that at?
Yeah, you
You'll
wouldn't
get,
throw all the
you'll get all
garbage
these
right next
giant
to it.
piles of rubble everywhere, but you won't get any real construction. You get some. This I consider this probably a refurbishing, perhaps, but that's about it.
The head fell
No,
off
yeah.
and they're putting it back on.
Exactly, Rich. Exactly. Nothing more, nothing less.
And how do we even know these are real photos? They could be Photoshop. If they have Photoshop in the 1800s and we're using it, they're using it now on us for sure.
Right.
We just don't know.
And for the people that are like, "Oh, see, humans constructed these as a psyop on us," now it's like, well, if they did, they forgot to finish the dude's fingers,
Yeah.
And his chest is part of the mountain that got melted. So
Right.
And it's melted. Yeah, whatever that's on is melted. You can see the melted.
And everything else, they had a huge attention to detail on the buildings, but now this, they forgot a toe. Yeah, sure.
right. So if it's a psyop, why is there a 65-foot door right here? Whatever. Whatever. Ridiculous. I don't even want to know. This better not be Egypt, but fucking boats in Egypt. Give me a break. Right up to the pyramid. Probably was like that back. That's what I'm saying. Look how little Johnny is here on his feet, On his feet, man. That's crazy. Just crazy old school pictures. Literally still a wall of mud,
Mm-hmm.
No big deal.
Or we're supposed to believe they built that sideways and they
Yes,
just decided
yes.
to only make half of that one person.
Yes. 'Cause they had more leverage over there on the right. Look at there's your boy again, There you go. Probably not a good thing, but there he is.
The size of the person standing there.
Yeah, right. Like he ain't shit, Ridiculous. Looks like his head fell off, but like what happened in the year in between like 1750 and like 1900? Because that's what all these pictures are from, and it kind of looks like they're just discovering them somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Absolutely.
How could that be? How could this be, bro? Look at the wall of fucking mud, sand, whatever, erosion. Give me a break, dude. Give me a
Whatever
break.
this was, it was part of the building behind it. It's all
Oh,
melted.
of course.
and fucked up. It's a pocket
Of
of
course.
survival.
It's like a lightning just strike came down, and there's the water again. You see what I'm saying? This freaks me out, bro. This is an old picture. Why is there water at the pyramids? Yeah.
Global warming. How dare you? You've stolen my dreams.
Yeah. And you replaced it with a bunch of. That's just crazy. What? You saw something?
Go back a picture.
I gotta go forward a couple now. 2, 3. One more. Nope, 2 more. Nope. Where?
Keep going. Yeah.
Was I not? Or no?
Right after this one.
One more?
I think. Yeah.
The water.
One more.
So this one? One more?
Yeah, that one there. I was just looking at the statue. Well, you went past it now. What was going on above her head in that picture? It looked like brick lines. See up there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what that is. I'm just. It looks like wavy. It could be melting down. I don't know.
There's a whole bunch of axe pick lines too. See all the holes?
They're doing it again. Man. Look at this. Carved into the side of the hill.
I want to point something out, guys. Anytime gold is discovered, it's discovered in a state of which it looks like it's already been melted.
Of course.
Gold that's found anywhere, it already looks like it's been melted and then solidified. So I think that these people who do these mining and stuff, looking for gold and everything, they know the schematics of the old buildings somehow. They have that knowledge. They know where shit's located. Maybe they knew the materials that were within that building, and they go mine out the gold because they did have gold back in the day. It's gold is still gold, whether it's molten or solidified. It still retains its structure. It's not going to turn to something else.
Well, that's an amazing thing about gold is it never goes away. So like you could take a ring and you could buff it to polish it and minute flecks of gold come off of it. And then you can take the solution that you cleaned it in and you can drain that down and you could get gold back out of it. So like it never goes away.
I thought this picture was kind of interesting too. Kind of just shows how they just throw a layer of brick up over history and you wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even know. I don't even know where this is, but say it's in Chicago. Why would there be a Roman-looking building with pillars, white stone in Chicago? But they don't want you to even think about that. So let's just throw up the brick over it in the 20s or 30s, and it's never thought about again until half the wall falls off, and you're like, oh, why is there a 60-foot fucking window? Who's looking out that?
Wow, yeah.
It's crazy.
And that's interesting because usually it's the opposite. They're putting the facades up over the brick. And here you see the brick going up over the facade. That's interesting.
Well, the brick or the facade goes over the brick, I feel that would be during the original construction, but this is like like I'm saying, like they were doing those things in Egypt, kind of just revamping them or whatever you call it. Yeah.
And here we are putting the brick over the old facade. Yeah. I guess exactly. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And
they're just hiding it,
I found out in England, in some parts of, I think it was England, they fucking put up these fake houses in between all these houses for ventilation for the subway underneath. So some of these places that you're walking by that look like that right there, those buildings with 3-4 stories, like one in between, 2 of them would be like fake. It wouldn't even be real. Wow. And it looks like it's a real house.
Man, where is this though? Because
that's some column technology right there. We showed those standing columns and
well, I feel like let's say this is Chicago. Your Great Fire happens in 1912. You just throw the new bricks over it, brand new building. Probably what happened. They don't want you to know that some giant dude was whatever and up there. Just crazy. Just crazy. I think that's. Well, there you go. There's some black and white bricks, Jen. I don't know where this is, what this is about, but it seems like they're digging out after a fire as you have this grand building in the background.
Wow.
Look how far down this goes. This is like the whatever.
And they're digging, and there's two handlers I see. The guy on the far left bottom, and then one in the middle. They're just
the hats tell the story. If you do with a hat like that, you're on the end. You're probably a quote unquote Freemason.
It looks kind of like a star fort.
Could have been. Absolutely. Yeah, too bad all the comments are in different languages. I'd like to know where this was, but
Yeah, I typed in one of them. I'm like, English, please. Where is this place?
right. And they all start talking shit to you in Arabic or something. Stupid English person. But look at this, you know. Then they just built. They'd use this as a foundation for a house, you know.
Yeah,
That's
because
what they would do.
people always build doors and windows that go into the ground. You know.
Of course, dude. I mean,
Look at
Eiffel
that art.
Tower. Just saying, you know, Eiffel Tower. Wonder how big that place actually is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just interesting. All right, let's. I got a couple more threads here. Guess we're gonna go back to the top. What else have we showed?
Oh, I'm going to show you guys the wishing tree in a minute too.
Oh yeah, you said you had that.
I sent you some Egyptian things from a book I just got in your email.
Okay. Let me just try to clear the wall real quick. Because I know I might have one or two more. Because I have that. There's a little clip I want to show too, but I'm not on the right screen share to share a clip right now with audio. You know, I think we've looked at all the crazy old world looking pictures that I had. So let's
at least for today.
yes. For the day. Yeah.
There's always more crazy pictures tomorrow. You know what I mean? There's so many.
Of course. All right. So we'll bring that back here. We'll do that there. And you sent me an email, you said?
Just a few more. I've been going and getting all kinds of cool books. So this particular one I sent you, there's some pictures about just Egypt. This kind of goes along with what you were showing. That's the reason I sent them.
Okay.
It was called Mummies, Tombs, and the Treasures of Ancient Egypt. So I'm just still trying to decipher this. You'll see them. There's drawings and stuff of these guys, and they've got staffs. They've got ankhs in their hands. I mean, there's some tech with this stuff that we're still got to figure out. Okay. See, I feel like most of the information, since it's all garbage, my grandfather in that one book he gave me, he wrote said, you know, you need a good geographical map and an unabridged dictionary. And I feel that the map drawers gave us more history, at least glimpses, than most of our history that we get. You know, they somehow got preserved in the drawings.
Yes.
Same with the paintings.
All right. So let me get these. Share these. All right. So I'm going to add this to the stream. Uh-oh. There I am. Man, we set this up a little different. We'll start here.
So that one was interesting because it says that is, I think it was Ramses, and the smaller down below between his legs is supposed to be his wife. And they say they did that to represent, you know, how she wasn't powerful and he was. But I'm just wondering, maybe he was that big and that's how big she was.
I mean, you know, I wouldn't doubt it at this point.
Because the human's even smaller than that second statue.
All I gotta say is ouch.
Oh God.
That would hurt. I don't know what's going on there.
Well, I mean, if you think of it, maybe she was a human, you know, and this was his wife, and this was just a representation of the fallen coming down and intermingling with the seed of man through impregnating woman and giving birth to Nephilim beings.
These giants had to have had small penises. It's the only thing that'll work.
Well, no, I feel like they didn't even have penis yet or anything like that. They're not made in the image of God, so why would they have human genitalia? Yeah. They probably just look at you, cast a spell on you, and now you have a demon child. You got to think of it like that. You don't think of it as a human. You're thinking of it as a
Well,
human.
looking
You
at
got to think of it as a being.
The Bible says they came into women. So, it's like as if these fallen angels actually procreated with women and they had that ability. So I'm just
right. But like Steve says, we're not sure how they did it. Maybe he didn't have a member to do it. Maybe they do it some other way. Who knows?
I would hope.
That's always been a weird area because angels aren't supposed to have that kind of genitalia, and yet they're supposed to have mixed with us. So nobody really knows what happened there.
Think of it also this way. The Bible says you could be entertaining angels at any given time of the day. They could take form of a human, and then as you think the human's leaving the room, he just morphs in some crazy looking extraterrestrial being, and you're like, oh man, I just got banged up by a, you know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of how Zeus in the stories, how he impregnated the humans to make Hercules and Perseus and all the other whatevers, So either A, they came down looking like this and like did some voodoo spell, witchcraft magic, or they just, came down, disguised themselves as humans and got it on like a human would, which would definitely satisfy an email as they don't know what that's like. You know what I'm saying? So either way, that's an abomination of desolation, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. In the movie Immortals, the Egyptian god Horus inhabits an immortal man's body and impregnates a woman.
Yes. Well, there you go. If it's in the movies, I wouldn't doubt it.
They were flying around in white pyramids.
The guy in the doorway looks we're back to that same picture of, what is it? Kahuna, or what's his name?
Lamb.
Lamb.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's crazy.
Looks like Lamb right on the doorway, and just look at the size of the damn doorway below at the bottom, all the way down. It's like still huge.
Absolute. It's just madness, dude. Very crazy.
Yeah, they say that those 4 stone portraits of Ramses II are over 65 feet high.
Imagine that. And there's the Eye of Horus.
What I wanted to say about that one is, again, look what's in his hand. He's got a staff. He's got an ankh. I mean, that wasn't an accident. They drew these. These things did something.
I was about to say, he was ready to go, it seems. That's just crazy.
I don't know what the book says those are. I'll look. But again, there you go. They're still holding the same things. So when God talks about thy rod and thy staff, so like, is that a rod he's holding or a staff, And that's Anubis, the jackal-headed god of mummification.
You got to love that. And he's got the dude being mummified on a goat. No big deal. Don't worry about the goat.
Yeah, right? I didn't even see that. You're funny. That's funny.
Well, there's a big dude getting like a little leg massage by a little dude. Or a little woman. That's nice.
They talk about that shows the power of one person. That's why they're bigger. I just think that dude was bigger.
In the movie Gods of Egypt, that's exactly what they show. They showed the gods walking around like that, and regular little people like us walking around them, taking care of them, bathing them, clothing them and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
See, again, they got 2 things in their hands.
Yep. Isn't it called the Rod of Ptah or something? The Rod of Ptah? I thought that's what it was called. You have to look up the Rod of Ptah. And that was like a weapon or some sort of magical thing.
What was that one? A group mourning women pouring dust on their heads to show grief. That's the other thing I'm trying to understand. The Bible talks about that a lot. When people are like really at their worst, they throw dust on their faces and heads. And of course, the Catholics, they stole that and they do that weird thing. They draw ash on their face. But what is that about?
Yes.
Like, there's another thing. People, when Job was at his very last worst moment, he was dust and stuff. And, ash, what's up with that?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's like we got here, no one gave us the instruction booklet. That's why I feel the Bible helps a little, but it's like we're still trying to figure it all out. This is the opening of the mouth ceremony.
Wow.
Not even sure what the
Anubis is still hanging out, Wow.
Is that a pine cone? Is that a pine cone they're putting in his mouth? I don't know.
Can't really tell. Still interesting though. Still very interesting.
Mhm.
All right. Not bad at all. And you said you sent me a couple things over here.
Yeah, one is a picture from one of the mud flood pages on Facebook, which is a really interesting picture, and then the other one is about the wishing trees.
Okay.
And this picture I showed last night on my show, I really wanted to show it to you. I was like, look at this. It's so
I caught a
crazy.
glimpse of this before. This is crazy.
Oh wow, look at that.
It's a fucking ladder melted into the melt of a building. I mean, what came first, guys?
Wow.
You know, they didn't want to alarm anyone, so they wanted to make the ladder the same color and same structure as the rock around.
I'm sure it's a natural formation. It was probably
It's
over
all natural.
10,000s of years. You know, they had ladders back in the year 6. You know, no big deal.
Yeah, and this can't be a wooden ladder. It can't be a wooden ladder because it would have already been destroyed or whatever if it was wooden.
Yeah, well, definitely metal. Could have been maybe copper, perhaps. Who knows?
That's
knows?
crazy, guy. Yeah.
That's out of control. That's out of control.
It melted down it like ice cream,
Mm-hmm.
like foam or something, melting down, going down it. It looks like sea foam or something. It looks like. All right, guys. These are fucking trees in England and Scotland that they are telling us that people hammer coins into these trees and they're wishing trees for money. And they're covered in fucking coins. I've never seen or heard nothing like this. I don't know if it's a Mandela. I know, dude. That's what I was like. There's a lot of them. Where do you see the other
go
picture?
close in on that a little bit more. Could you zoom in
I
on
think
that?
it's a Mandela effect. Zoom in.
So
Steve.
you're telling me these are hammered in? How come they don't look like they got hammered edges to them when they? If you hit them that hard, wouldn't you see evidence of that?
They say that people take a rock and hammer their coins into these things, and they're wishing trees, just like we throw coins into a fountain for wish for good luck or more money or whatever. These are wishing trees, and I'm like, England. Look at British wishing trees. You'll see them in Scotland as well, and they're. It's not just one tree. They do it to a lot of them. It's crazy, and one of them. You can't even see where any wood is. There's so many coins in it. I'm like, there's something else to this. This is not right. This story sounds so fake.
Maybe some kind of magnetic. Well, no, because a lot of the coins aren't magnetic, so that wouldn't even draw them in.
They're
I'm not
copper.
sure.
Copper. If they're copper, that has a conductivity, and maybe they were making a rudimentary way to harness some kind of energy by doing this with them. I don't know. But is there any more pictures, Steve? Go through some other pictures. Where do you see this stuff?
That's so weird. You guys come
Nah,
up.
that was it.
Okay, so if you go back,
I can look them up.
Yeah, because on the Google page, there's all different ones. One, you see a tree trunk, like the rings in the tree, and you can't even see the tree. It's just all coins, like as if this tree is growing coins. It's bizarre.
The money tree.
That's not it, Steve. There it is, though. That's the one I was looking at. The one you're on right there. Click that one.
Oh, come on. Look at that. Wow.
Look at this, dude. Where does the tree start and the coins end? I have no fucking clue. How
hard do you have to hammer to wedge a coin in there?
I've never seen nothing like this in my life. I mean, no.
What kind of luck would that even bring you? You know?
I don't know.
Yeah,
it's so
come on.
bizarre.
And some of the coins are bent and like almost like they were melted over in perfect curls.
Yeah. This is what I'm saying. I don't believe their cover story of what's going on here. And I just found these the other night. And I'm just like blown away.
When did this start? Like all of a sudden this tree's covered. Like we're supposed to believe.
It's supposed to be some ancient, tradition of some sort, like hasn't been done in a very long time. I don't know. These coins, what are these coins? Are they even coins? Maybe it had another purpose. I don't know. It's just so freaking
There's
me
no
out,
marking
dude.
on these quote coins.
I know.
Are there? They're just blank. Like even ancient coins that I've seen, they still exist, like coins that go back, thousands of years or so. I got one that's a 1793 trade coin, and it's still, you can read it. All these things are all just completely clear.
This whole branch is covered in coins. Now, people were poor back in the day, what, peasants and stuff lived out on the hillsides in Scotland and England, and people are going around hammering their hard-earned coins that like 1 or 2 coins a week they live off of into a fucking tree.
Yeah, we need food this week. Now I got to use it on the coin tree. I mean, but there's no patterns to coins. I don't even think they're coins.
I don't, dude.
Coins,
I think it has something.
Where I'm talking over you. I'm sorry.
When I saw it, I'm like, what did I just fucking stumble upon here? Like, I have to figure this out because this is not right what they're telling us. And then I thought it was a Mandela effect because nobody had even heard of these things. I was asking everybody in my chat and stuff. They're like, yeah, nope, never saw that before.
And also, like I said, it bothers me that the coins are blank. If they're coins, I've never seen anyone produce coins that don't have anything on them.
I couldn't find any that had any on them, but they just have a little video of a lady like giving an example. She had a coin, one of her coins, and she was at the coin tree and she took a rock and she was banging it in. Like as if, well, this is how they did it. Bang, like real rudimentary and stuff. And I'm like, I don't think so.
Yeah, but what about how they were curled over perfectly? Some of them were like a really nice. Try to bend a coin evenly with a rock. Yeah, good luck.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I got, guys.
Very crazy.
Things that make you go,
Yeah, because what the heck really is going on there? How did all that metal get into that tree? See, like, what if it was something that they turned on and it generated the energy and the metal just, went into it? I don't know. Or maybe it was in there and it grew out with them in there. I don't understand that, but knock it into a tree, that doesn't make sense to me.
Now, and then I thought, well, money doesn't grow on trees. People wish that money, grow on trees. And then I came across this thing and I'm like, what am I looking at here?
And if you were super poor, why wouldn't you just go to the tree and yank some money out if they were real coins?
People were around people like right back in the day, but in the middle of the woods, there's this fucking wishing tree with all this coinage. Come on. I'll be chopping that sucker down.
Wayne Lyon, you're not lying.
If there was real money to those coins, I don't know what they are. I don't think that they were currency coins, but if there were, the elites would have taken that tree a long time ago. We wouldn't even have seen it.
Yeah, I don't think the rock would have bent from them hammering it in. The coin, because it looks like they've been bent over though, like in the same fashion, all at the same time. They're bending. Yeah. They're curled over. Some of them are 2 and 3 together, curled over. So,
I see the weirdest things on your guys' show.
Yeah, thank you.
That's why we're here.
That's right. I love bringing new stuff to the table. Another piece to the puzzle.
You can't complete the puzzle without any pieces,
It's true.
Let me I just want to share this video and then I was gonna wrap it up.
Some of the most verified images of giants.
Relax for a minute. Hold on. All right, this is just a little mud flood giant video or whatever. So let me it's only like 40 seconds. I'm just gonna play it out.
These are supposed to be some of the most verified images of giants. There's a part of history that just is not being told. Hieroglyphics in Egypt showing massive human-like entities.
There's a giant footprint in granite in South Africa.
It's about as tall as you are, 6 foot tall, a footprint.
Look at this. There's the big toe and the other 4 toes down to the small toe, down to the heel. What's fascinating about this sticking out here, it's like when you put your foot in mud and you pull it out, your toes will lift up a little mud.
That's got to be the foot of a 20 to 40 foot creature.
These are supposed.
Just imagine that, that's crazy. Interesting stuff.
I don't know how to explain that.
No one does. No one really does.
I keep digging. If I come up with some giant bone, you guys will be on one of these channels first. I'm not calling. Yeah.
Well, I'll come find you if you find a giant anyway. That's funny, but
It would
that's
be cool
about
if we
all
could- If we could meet up together and go exploring, like some different locations or something, set something up where
Right.
we can go explore stuff.
Yes, that'd be intense. There's a lot of things out here in the middle of the woods, but unfortunately, it's dead winter up here in the north. So snow. It's very interesting stuff. But I was gonna end in a sec, but I forgot. There is one little video that I did want to show, and it's interesting. It has to do with the Super Bowl, and this commercial didn't get aired. And for anyone, this is actually T-Mobile's official page that put this out. I didn't make this video, okay? So T-Mobile, wherever it is, it's on here somewhere, blah, blah, blah. So you can see that's the real T-Mobile, checkpoint, whatever, verification. And of course, now we got to go way the fuck down here, blah, blah, blah. And this is a little ad they had, but it didn't air for some reason, and I wonder why.
What do you think my next?
Because I mean, if you were someone who had any common sense, and you're still looking to make a buck, you would have put your entire life savings on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, seeing as they've never been to a Super Bowl. Tom Brady's there, TV, Tampa Bay. It's just kind of strange. He's going for his 7th ring, and it was Super Bowl 55, and just a bunch of weird things. And they call Tom Brady, what do they call him? The GOAT. The GOAT.
Of course.
The GOAT, So just check this little commercial out. It's really dumb. It's really stupid, but it's what they kind of say at the end. T-Mobile, I won't ruin it, but for anyone, this is, they didn't air this commercial because sports is rigged, and this would have gave it away completely. Just saying.
Bronk,
What up, TB?
what do you think my next move should be? Give it to me straight. Maybe it's just time I hang him up.
I got one word for you. Retirement. If you retire now, you're gonna be walking on soft sand in a week. Just come to Florida and feel the wind in your hair. Retirement is like winning another one. Maybe I'll even join you.
On the Spotty Network, this is what Tom heard.
If you retire now, you're soft and weak. Just come to Florida and win another one. Maybe I'll even join you.
Just go win another one.
Like it's that easy, Gronk. Maybe it is. I feel like I have a lot to accomplish. My goal is
Like you said, maybe it is, and that's literally what happened. I didn't watch much of the game, but at the halftime score was like 30-9. I'm like, oh, well, they kind of just gave it to him.
He had a lot of nice
Oh,
chemtrails
yeah.
in his background too.
Oh, you love that. And then check out what they say about Brady at the end, or about not Brady, because he's the GOAT, quote unquote, right? The GOAT.
Network. Go with T-Mobile, the GO in 5G.
Oh, come on.
The GOAT in 5G. To me, 5G represents the pentagram, and now they're talking about you got the GOAT in there. The GOAT, bro.
Why don't they
Come
just say
on.
back of it? I mean, come on.
I know. I'm waiting for Tom at the end to go, "Hail Satan!"
Right. Throw the old horns up, whatever, dude. I was like, this is crazy, bro.
I mean,
I was like, no wonder they didn't play them,
They don't even care anymore. They just
No, bro. It's the externalization of the hierarchy, revelation of the method. And like I said, it's not like they're gonna go on CNN breaking news 5G actually about no that's as much warning as you're gonna get. You get a halftime show and a couple ads, and if you don't see that, well, that's on you, because technically they told us so. In a court of law, they'd be fine. They'd be fine, right in our dang faces, right? God.
And the thing is like I said, I had some of my kids that still wanted to watch sports ball, and we put it on. And I knew nothing about the teams this year. I honest to God didn't even know Brady was on Bucks. I thought he had retired. I know that. And then I saw the team show up, and just by the expression on their faces, you could just tell that it seemed like the Bucks were going to win, and was the Kansas City was going to lose. And then damned if like a commercial doesn't come on where some guy's in a pirate outfit. So I'm telling my kids, they're telling you right there the Bucks are going to win. There's no guy in an Indian outfit. It's the pirate. They're telling you. And then you play that thing. That just straight up tells you they're going to win.
So they break the game. They break the game, right? And then they put out subliminals to go with it. So you're already conditioned. You never figure out that the game is rigged because it's already conditioned right into you with the subliminals of all this happening and taking place. And you just take it in and swallow it. I mean, how does Tom Brady win 7 Super Bowls or whatever? I mean, he's sucking Satan's cock. His tranny man wife is doing rituals, sacrifices before these games and all this stuff. And they have all the gematria worked out and everything. It's all fake. We think that it's a real game and there's these chances that this team will win and this one will lose. And it's all based on skill. And this is what these people are getting paid for. These are highly paid Decepticons, just like all the ones in Hollywood. They are Decepticons who are highly paid to deceive you. That's their reward.
And the thing is like people have a problem thinking, I saw this crazy catch where he threw it and he did this and he spun twice and he got it with one finger. And they practice that over and over. And to prove it, go to a Harlem Globetrotters event. They do the craziest things week after week, night after night, things that you don't think are possible in the joking way. But they show you straight up. This is what we do on real, quote, sports, ball. But you think it's real, but it's the same idea.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
I bought into it. I love watching Michael Jordan fly through the air with his tongue hanging out and doing crazy shots. I get it. But yeah.
It's a show. It's all a show. And they're all actors on a stage and they all have their part to play. And it's all pre-programmed of who's going to win and who's going to lose and stuff. It's just another show.
Yeah. And the thing is these people are good at what they do. That's why they're in those positions. Tom Hanks is a great actor. That's why he's in all those things. And Michael Jordan is a great athlete and all that. But like you say, they play their part. They're really talented at what they do. That's why they've been tapped to do these things.
Yeah. Giselle, I wanted to mention, Rachel from New York said Giselle has a great surgeon, I guess. Giselle is definitely a tranny man for sure. I know you don't like that term. I'm sorry, but definitely trans for sure. I've done the investigation on her. She has the Adonis belt. She has all the telltale markers. She's been in Victoria's Secret and all that stuff like that. We already know what Victoria's Secret is. And she's part of the satanic cabal. And this is a major deception, this relationship itself between her and Tom Brady and these fake kids that they have. I don't know who's giving birth to these kids and all this stuff, but it is a virtual impossibility for a woman who has an Adonis belt to have children because she doesn't have the equipment because it's not really a woman. And they're deceiving people into thinking that these people are a heterosexual couple that are having kids. Look at Michael and Obama, Barack and did they really have those kids? Well, we all know Michelle's a tranny. Even Joan Rivers says
they look nothing like them anyways, you know?
Well, then where did the kids come from? Because they want you to believe that this person had these children. That's a fucking lie. And I'm not into being deceived like that. And they do have access to the best surgeons and stuff. But if you look at Giselle's neckline, you can also see what looks like Sandra Bullock has, that little lump in her throat where the maybe the tracheal shave didn't quite take, or the hormones were too strong or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just.
I love you, Rachel.
God. Wait, what is that?
What is
I don't know.
That's not.
I don't
real.
know, bro.
That's
I don't
not
think it's real, but this is what people share, and it just. I don't know. I mean, this one's probably not real, but I don't know, dude. Did someone like print this out? I mean, it says E pluribus unum on the motherfucker, so.
Dude.
I think people just did this in Photoshop or something.
Look at how much that
so.
That UFO looks just like the stuff in
well, kind of looks like the White House a little bit, you know.
The Daniel Martinez drawing with the pyramid and the Daniel Martinez stuff, that looks like his kind of UFO that he drew in his stuff.
A little bit, yeah. But like I see like the dome here to the Capitol building, and this would be like, you know, and this would be like what you'd see underground, probably, you know. That's kind of how I seen it, but who even knows if those are real? These I got no doubt are whatever these are. Just some artifact that people find in the fucking sand, you know, like it's nothing.
That's what the fallen angels look like.
Yeah, well, probably something like this, you know. And look at, I'm just saying, you know, we got this guy, we got this guy. I'm just saying, you know, people, oh, it's an alien, it's an alien. It's like, well, it just says this dude was conjured in a, yeah, exactly. an occultist, Crowley, came into contact with him. Wonder how that happened, you know? They don't mention anything about the 3-month ritual he performed. 3-month ritual. They impregnated a chick. Oh, they didn't even fuck her, you know? Whatever. They did magic. And this is what came out. This is what came out, you know? I'm just saying. Oh, but it's just so crazy.
So there you go. That exactly like you're saying. When we showed that picture, Ramsey's really big. Like, you know, he had other ways of figuring this out, probably. Because all they want is their seed to continue. They keep trying to produce their, you know, offspring to keep running things.
Yeah. Look at these people. I'm just saying, you know, looking down at us like, hey, asshole, go get us some food.
And I think those were smaller ones. I think there was bigger guys than those dudes.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't doubt it. Of course. I mean, look at this, Rich.
Yeah, well, there you go. There he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The head the size of a human. That's crazy. These ones freak me out. People are like, oh, it's just from headbanding. No, they didn't headband people. They did, but they did that for. I don't know, Jen. You know, I don't know.
That. Do they have horns coming out of their heads? What is it? I don't even understand.
I feel like that's maybe where their like pineal gland was just going nuts, and they looked at something, and then a building appeared because something came out of their fucking foreheads.
And then we have the movie Coneheads. Are they telling us something?
Yeah,
of course.
Right.
course.
Right. Conehead.
Well, and then they tell us
mockery of
that
it.
the Africans, they were or the South Americans were wrapping bands around the heads of children, and that's what these skulls actually are.
Yeah.
It's like, actually, I think that they did that so that they would look like these people in homage of them. You know, you don't get motivation like that just waking up one day. Look at this dude. The dude's head is as big as an eye socket. That's nuts.
Wow.
Whatever these are, you know. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, that's weird. Looks like them little minions, kind of.
This is the type of people that Hitler was all about, you know. Whatever, you know.
And the same kind of eyes that were in the Super Bowl thing.
Yeah, but it's all good, you know. Boom.
That's the Aryan race.
Yeah. Abramovich, all them people. They go hard.
No bueno.
No bueno at all.
No bueno.
No bueno at all.
No bueno.
But yeah, the Vril, exactly. The Vril Society is something people should really start looking into because them chicks had some whatever. But
yeah, and the reason we tell everybody to look into this stuff, even if you looked at it a long time ago and you think you've been down that road, look at it again with new eyes.
Everything.
To understand the truth, you must first understand the lie. And people don't understand the lie and how they, sorry, my cat, have been trapped in this lie and this way of thinking all this time. You need to unravel the lie and understand it before you're ever going to understand. If you don't do that, you're going to look at the truth and be like, oh, I don't believe that. Nah, it can't be that. But you don't understand the lie that you're trapped in. So to understand truth, you must first understand the lie that you have been under all this time, this spell.
And it's uncomfortable. You know, people get all upset and that's the thing. It's people's egos that won't let them accept the fact they've been lied to because they've been in this lifestyle, this materialistic, all me lifestyle for their whole life. And then we're showing them not even an alternative to that path. It's just what reality really is. And it threatens everything they've ever learned their whole life. So they can't even fathom thinking like us because that's a threat to their money, their family, their lifestyle. You know, I mean, you can't. Imagine someone that works downtown Manhattan or whatever, you know, you drop on them melted buildings, mud flood. Then they go to work the next day, you know, they're going to be effed up in the head. They're going to be like, whoa, you know, like, look at the stock exchange building. What the fuck is that about? You know, like, whoa. But that would threaten their entire life. And they can't even fathom even attempting to think like that because it's just too much, dude.
Well, see, that's
too much.
That's just what's going on right now. People are brainwashed by the tell lies to your vision. And then you try to tell them that the same thing. they don't realize that the television that they're watching, the shows that they're being programmed by, is what's doing this to them, given their deception over them. So, they don't even understand the lie of the tell lies to their vision and what that is even for and why it's in every house. They don't even know why they put a tree in their house every year and decorate it with fucking balls and tinsel,
Right.
Because everybody else does. Why don't you have a TV? Everybody else has a TV. You know what I mean? And they call it TV programming. They don't even see that they're being programmed. This is a program. It's a running program. Somebody's writing the script. It has producers. Just like everything you see, the games, the football games, everything. It's all scripted. And that deception, like I told my mom about one of her favorite movie stars. A friend of ours came over the other day and we were talking about Sandra Bullock. And I had to tell the person the truth about Sandra Bullock and what Bullock means and what these people are doing. He's like, I love Sandra Bullock. Don't tell me that. Don't break that spell for me. Where are you going, Lola? But yeah, I had to break the spell on that one.
That's okay. But like you said, people don't even understand that they've been lied to for a long time. We could in fact be watching a movie, perhaps. Here, let me go.
We're living a lie every day by not understanding the lie. You can't just dive right into the truth, because you have to know and understand how you've been lied to so you don't get lied to again.
Yeah, right. So here I got the Stephen Munchin dollar bill. The dude can't sign his name for some reason. So there goes your whole, official note out the window. Yeah. But like Jen said, if perhaps, everything's a movie production, why would the Secretary of Treasury also be a Hollywood movie producer? Oh, interesting. Stephen Munchin, the movie producer. Interesting. Yeah. Don't know if people know that, but he's produced those, what are those movies they have? Angel Has Fallen, London Has Fallen, The White House Has Fallen, or whatever, Olympus Has Fallen, He's behind all those movies. Yeah, Rat Pack Entertainment. That's Steve Munchin. And then at the same time, you have Barack Obama behind Higher Ground Production. And they own like 48% of Netflix. So don't tell me that we're not watching a movie. They put the things in. It's just crazy, The elites are just movie producers. It's crazy.
Yeah. And just casting their media magic spell over everybody. They could say anything at this point. Absolutely anything. And
they fall for it.
As long as you're tuning into, even if it's I don't watch the news, I just watch my favorite comedy show over here or whatever. It's all
that's even worse.
You're going to get it one way or another. I mean, look at all the shows now. They're also I don't watch TV, but I heard on a lot of these shows that people watch, they're incorporating the mask into the reality of the shows. Like the kids coming in from school with their mask on or something, or whatever. You know what I mean?
Feed by example.
Embedded into the feed that they're getting.
Hey, Steve, I'd never heard of Rat Pack Entertainment. If you check out their logo intro, it's like two pyramids spinning together as above, so below, with like a big.
Why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't it be? That's beautiful.
It's all in black and white. I mean, it's just like every Masonic thing at once. It's pretty awesome. I'd never heard of that.
It's crazy, man. It's just
what's
so
Obama's?
crazy.
What's his entertainment? I gotta look. There's a
Higher Grounds Production.
Higher Ground.
Yeah, and it's so like happy and upbeat when the Netflix show comes on. It's like Higher Grounds Production. Dink, and it's just
because Satan wants
well, he's on the higher ground, Rich. He's in Egypt or in Africa, Kilimanjaro. He's got high ground. Who
has high ground? Who is the most high? God is the most high. Lucifer wants to be like the most high, so he wants higher ground. We already know Obama sucks Satan's cock all fucking day long. So there's that. Y'all were thinking it, but I had the balls to say it.
It's funny, but all right. On that note, I don't got too much left to share here. You guys got anything else real quick before I end it up?
No, as always, thank you for having me. I think that's I appreciate the efforts to be able to come here and talk to people and join in this gathering. So I
Yeah.
just want to say thanks.
We're glad to have
got
you
to-
here.
I'm so happy I got to spend time with you too, because I really wanted both of you to be on my show recently, and things didn't work out, and that's okay. I'm just so happy that we're here now, and I really would like to consider maybe you, me, and Ceiling Fan, if we can figure something out to do something at least once a week, the three of us together, like make it a once a week thing or a once a month thing. But I could go every week. I come up with material left and right. So.
Oh yeah, we could definitely get something going. I mean, I feel like we have been doing something like that because I like showing some things solo, but for the most part, it's nice to have at least a couple people to spitball ideas with and just expand thoughts. Really, like I could only think of so much, and then you throw the other stuff, and Ceiling Man just grabs the Bible. He's like, "Hey, it's right here too." I'm like, "Well, there you go."
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. Yeah, we can get together, the three of us, and I really like our chemistry. And maybe we can bounce around from my channel to your channel to Ceiling Fan's channel, like each week or something. But I don't know. Maybe we'll. It's just a thought. I'm throwing it out there, seeing if it sticks. No pressure.
No worries.
Good thought. We'll definitely have to do a rerun on everything. It's it's awesome doing shows with you guys in the chat. I feel like they love it. It's not like there's one person watching.
For me, I guess I've done a specific time week. I was on a weekly show 3 times a week, whatever. But sometimes if I can't make it, I feel like I'm letting someone down. So I do like when you guys go, "Hey, we're going live. Throw me a link, and if I can jump in, I'll do it," or vice versa. So, but if we could try to find something more scripted, I'll try, or not scripted, but more scheduled. Then yeah. But until then, I'll jump on whenever I'm available, and you guys invite me.
Sounds good, brother. All right, I appreciate you guys coming. I'm gonna end this now. God bless y'all in the chat. God bless both of y'all, and hopefully we can do this again very soon.
And God bless you, DJ. I know you're going through some stuff. I saw your email, and thank you, and God bless everyone in the chat.
Absolutely.
Love you guys.
All right. Gonna get out of here, and like Ceiling Fan Man said earlier, honestly, there may be people that you care about, there may be people that you don't care about, but keep them all in your prayers, because we all are sons and daughters of the Most High. It's not like our skin color separates us in any way, shape, or form, or whatever, or even where you grow up. We're all one pretty much, and they have this oneness idea where everything is together, we're all coming together, but we're all alone together with them. I'm trying to be all together. I'm trying to be inside of your little aurora that goes out of you, inside your Taurus field, not collecting your thoughts, but matching them up with ours. And it's just so crazy how they have people separated 6 feet apart. And then like on the flip side of the coin, like the most like pure interactions happen closer than 6 feet apart, happen within that area. So they don't want you having those meetups with people, having those collaborations of thoughts and mind, spirit, and soul. They want that completely gone. They just want you crypto mining Bitcoin or whatever. But on that note,